Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on YouTube, join our cult. Hello, welcome to the very first Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast of 2022. And probably the first time we'll say 2022. We're still getting used to it. We'll probably say 2021 a few more times. I'm Maffew, wide awake, reporting. See, just in case Boris Johnson's watching. From his little HQ, surrounded by the pictures of dogs. Ross Tweddell is reporting live from Cultaholic HQ, and Jack is on his bed. So if he bounces excitedly, it's just because he likes what he hears, all right? So Jack, we'll start with you. How the hell are you, mate?
So I've got COVID. That's all good. That's why
you actually?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why I'm in here, not in the living room, because I'm trying to stay away from Owen as much as I can. But I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling okay, but just got to isolate for a bit. So it's all fun. I thought I was going to make it to 2 years without knowingly having COVID, but unfortunately, that damn Omicron has got me at the last hurdle. But how are you, Maffew, anyway?
I'm good. See, this is how my brain works. I'm thinking, damn it, that would have been a great joke where we all sat together in Cultaholic HQ going, it's great to be back, isn't it? What's the big news in your life? Oh, I've got COVID. All right, cool. Gonna take a little break. But no, I'm doing great. I still don't have it. I've had lots of lateral flows. I've got them all lined up on my desk. They look like a full house. And that's not how it works, is it? A royal flush. Whatever, you know how cards work. So I'm feeling happy. But it is like a zombie film where it's not like, oh, everything's going to be all right. It's now looking like, all right, when am I going to get it? Yeah. So, but until then, I'm very happy, not worrying about things. Ross, how are you?
I'm fine. I thought I had it over Christmas because I had a cold. And then the day I got the cold, I flicked the news on. They were like, 3/4 of people who have cold symptoms actually have Omicron. Hey! But instead I had to settle for an ear infection, which made my ear go massive.
Oh, wow.
Look at my massive ear. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Bloody
Audio
hell.
listeners, you're missing out. It's quite ironic because this year on predictions, I've been portraying a man called Rossi Drip Drip, and I was almost put on a drip over Christmas there.
Oh.
I had to go through the Freeman Hospital and spend a day there. It was lovely.
Really? Are you feeling all right now?
I'm feeling all right now. My ear's gone back to normal. Look at that. Fantastic.
Oh. That's normal now.
We're all battered, aren't we? We're all just battered old men. How are you, Maffew?
I'm all right. I'm happy my ears are normal and not a meal deal for Mike Tyson. Bloody hell, mate. Appreciate you not being on a drip, though. Any kind of drip. Yeah, so we're all fit and healthy. By the way, if people are watching this maybe years later, maybe we're doing a watch-along of what the early days of 2022 was like before the, what's after Omni? Omicron virus comes out and kills us all. But if we watch it then, this is what life's like right now for people in this part of the world. It's like, how's you? How's the weather? How's the COVID?
Yeah.
So it's just how it is. So I'm sure people are not wanting to hear an entire podcast of that. Share a bit of news.
Yeah, go on.
Go on.
Not
Not much has happened this week, Maffew.
No, it's such a quiet little... Oh, they'll be begging for COVID news soon, yeah. And the big news this week is, it's that time again. More releases. And it appears to be everybody that Triple H liked or had anything to do with. The full list of releases include William Regal, who I assumed was there for life at this point, been there since 2000. The Road Dogg Jesse James. Chris Guy, a.k.a. Ace Steel, a.k.a. the guy that was broken with CM Punk. Ryan Katz, a.k.a. GQ Money from XPW, which will never not blow me away. Dave Kapoor, Scott Armstrong, again, I thought another lifer. Danny Burch, the Governor. Hideki Suzuki, who only travelled halfway across the world to be in a company for a year. Alison Danger, bless her. George Carroll, Sarah Cummins, and of course, most pretty of all, Timothy Thatcher, who apparently has been doing a trainer full position after just not appearing on TV for months. And we'll probably get into it more detailed, but just I'll get the Timothy Thatcher stuff out of the way. It's so weird to me that the last thing myself and a bunch of other fans did before everything turned into the climate we currently have now was go to Dub X Dub, 16 Carat Weekend, when it was Timothy Thatcher's goodbye. and now he's saying auf Wiedersehen to the place that he left.
Yeah.
It feels like no time has passed, and a lot of time has passed at the same time. It's just so weird.
And you're right, it's all of Triple H's guys, or a lot of them are Triple H guys. So what is this new direction that they want to take NXT in?
I mean, they've already made their moves, haven't they? Because Petey Williams, I said that with a bit of a Mac accent.
Petey Williams.
Petey Williams. Who's K's and A's K.
Chase Williams.
He's he's already been brought in, and obviously he's got a fantastic mind for the professional wrestling business. But I don't know. I'm just looking at names like Samoa Joe and William Regal and thinking if I was a wrestler starting out, I couldn't think of any two better people to learn from than those two.
Samoa Joe, yeah, we didn't mention Samoa
I was going
Joe.
to say, I was going to unveil that dramatically, but not only after that was 2 days ago. A day ago, Gabe Sapolsky, also released by WWE, because I guess if they're not doing Evolve or any of Triple H's master plans to kill every indie company, and Vince McMahon's like, no, we don't need those smoky bingo halls anymore. We defeated them in the 80s. We sure as hell don't need you. And then the news just this morning, we almost broke it. Unless there's even more releases to come later on. Oh, well. Samoa Joe's been released again.
Yeah, what? Ross's tweet summed it up for me. What was it you said? If you were a new wrestler in the Performance Center, what was it again?
I think he was just saying there, yeah.
Just what I was saying there. Just, you couldn't think of anyone better to learn from than Samoa Joe and William Regal, especially. That's not like discrediting anyone else who was released, but like you think of those two especially and what they've done over the careers. And with Regal especially, like the track record he has for producing people for WWE, remember, like, since the Performance Center's been a thing, William Regal's been like up there at the top in terms of scouting people and bringing people in and then training them up once they get there. He's got a track record as William Regal for doing some good things there, and he's just been given the boot. And he's William Regal. Sacrilege.
Yeah. His tenure at WWE is longer than most of the people watching this.
Yeah.
Entire life.
Yeah. It's bizarre. What benefit have they got from... It's not so much like... Yeah, all I can think is like, how is your company going to be better without William Regal as one of the brains of the organisation? Do you know what I mean?
Road Dogg said, guys, I'm doing well, and I thank you all for the love. I'm going to take a few days for myself and process this. God is still on the throne and will provide. It's just business. By God, I assume he means Conrad Thompson and his podcast empire. That's just expanded a few new podcasts. That's purely speculation at this time.
He was quote tweeting everyone's like news pieces by release, like Road Dogg's being released, some sort of eye emoji going, huh?
Yeah, just a
chat me up.
GIF.
Chat me up there, Road Dogg.
Oh, right. I thought you meant he was going to go and become part of the gun club.
Oh, no.
No,
VKM back together again.
Yeah.
See, that's what you got your eyes on the prize, Jack. That's why we like you.
That's what
Billy Gunn
AEW
gets
needs, though. The old Alamo stuff coming back here in 2022. That's what AEW needs.
Billy Gunn gets his 9-inch nail shirt out that he debuted in TNA. Oh, fantastic.
He goes, sorry, guys, we'll have to schedule your rant against Vince McMahon and WWE in between MJF and CM Punk's rant against WWE, and then Jericho's mention of... Sorry. It's going to be a busy week on Dynamite. Unrelated, but Jeff Hardy reportedly set for NXT run prior to WWE release, and was going to be the Shaman for MSK that they built up so well.
Oh, right. That makes equally as much sense as Riddle, I suppose.
Would have been interesting, because, like, weeds, obviously not. So if you're going to put wrestlers in a weed pecking order or a weed tier list, I wouldn't say Jeff Hardy's up near the top, because the entire build to that reveal was all about weed, wasn't it? And what's in their bag.
That's true, actually. Jeff wouldn't have made as much sense as Riddle. Yeah. Huh.
We'll observe, Ross, yeah.
Look at us try to find the logic in the shaman. Oh,
That's it. Jeff Hardy, you don't smoke weed. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. And then he moves out the way, then there's Riddle. That would have been that would have been all right. Also, there's not enough releases, but this happened a bit during the Christmas period. Toni Storm, she had a match with Charlotte. She lost again, and she quit the day afterwards. It emerged, in fact, that she paid for her own flight home. And then she requested her release, and they went, what, you're an indie wrestler that Triple H signed? Oh, yeah, we'll release you. Like, that was it.
I think maybe she realised, look, this isn't going to get... I think it shows quite a bit of ambition from Toni Storm in a way, because she obviously wanted more and realised that what she was given was getting pied in the face and having to take it and stand and look embarrassed.
Yeah, I think good on her. She's obviously, we all know she's a lot better than what they were doing with her. Like, not just on the main roster in NXT as well. It all went very quiet for her in NXT as well, if memory serves as well. So she'll be better off elsewhere. Of course she will be. It's weird. This whole trip, I hope Triple H is okay. Because the timing of this is very, very weird, isn't it? How he's had this big health scare and he's at home recovering. And then while while he's doing that, everyone who he brought in and worked around is like being told to go away. It's very, very strange.
It's quite sinister, isn't it?
Yeah. I hope he's
mob movie levels of indiscreet. All right, while he's in the hospital, quick, send Benny and the boys round and get rid of everybody he loves.
Yeah, literally, it's like that.
I had Benny Hill flash through my mind there. Just imagine him tiptoeing his way.
Oh no, the Benny Hill mob, and he just runs. But yeah, Toni Storm, don't know why she want to leave after losing more on SmackDown than she had the previous 5 years on the indie scene combined. So yeah, as you said before, Pete Williams signs with WWE as a producer, which I think is good, because if there's one man that's going to cut down on people doing Canadian Destroyers, it's going to be Pete Williams. Jake Atlas signs with AEW, and reportedly is blew his knee out on Rampage, because that lad can't win for losing. What else we got? Cody Rhodes said this week, I regret almost everything about the Anthony Ogogo AEW storyline. I don't know, what part of the white guy with the American flag tattoo talking about how racism is bad and he's going to prove it by beating up a black foreigner did he regret?
It's fantastic. He goes, yeah, on reflection, I can see how people might think that's a bit tone deaf.
Yeah.
I like how he said
Huge if true.
He regrets almost all of it, because he still won.
Yeah, apart from getting the 1, 2, 3, I regret almost everything. Nia Jax reveals post-WWE plans. She's going to start a business, grow some cool things on the farm, to quote her.
Weed?
After the Charlotte Flair match, we all know there's going to be some good potatoes there.
Hey! Come on, Happy New Year!
There you go, Happy New Year, everybody. And if that wasn't a bad enough joke or a silly enough thing to end on, the last news this week. Tranmere Rovers have bought Progress Wrestling.
Oh, God, yes, they did.
Tranmere United.
Rovers?
They're the same thing.
No.
They're Tranmere Rovers.
Tranmere Rovers, yeah.
Oh, got it right, thank God.
You did. You did.
Tranmere Rovers have purchased Progress Wrestling.
Now, the most exciting thing for me, personally, with this news is Mike Dean is a Premier League referee and a fan, and the leader of the Tranmere Rovers Ultras, as we've seen in the crowds in years gone by. Could we see him referee a Progress match? Because I bloody hope so.
I mean, I know people complain about certain referees making it all about themselves in wrestling, but Mike Dean would take that to the next level. It would be fantastic.
It'd be fantastic levels of theatre, though. I'm there for the journey.
Mike Dean.
What about you, Maffew?
I have no idea where this is going, but there's a statement. Tranmere Rovers have purchased Progress.
Imagine if he sends like a manager to the back and he sends them off and he just does that disdainful like, get away. Fantastic.
Babyface wins the title. He starts doing laps of the ring and celebrating.
There's a chair shot, but the babyface no sells it, so he plays advantage. He just runs around.
So Triple H is waking up going, some horrible news, but at least I can watch my favourite Camden-based Progress Wrestling promote. Gooded. Well, he switched. Go on.
Sorry, they're going to up sticks and move it up to the Wirral. Is it the Wirral where Tranmere is? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it's from Birkenhead.
That'll lose all of its luster for being cool and
not if they get Zach Gibson in to call everybody wolves. That'll be fantastic.
Well, Triple H has stopped watching the news because it's been so grim, but we hope you're sticking along with this for the rest of the podcast, which is now.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame.
Now time for everyone's favourite segment, the Hall of Fame. And in condescending order from last week, which doesn't load it up on my bloody PC. There we go. The Cultaholic Wrestling video editor and nice man, Dan Heppel, 13%.
Respectable. Yeah.
That's nice things don't win these. The Abu Dhabi screw job in F1 last weekend, 25%.
Well, ages ago now.
Yeah.
But
the poll went live the week after the podcast.
Oh, right.
Has it been active this entire time, or?
Yes.
Oh, good. maybe that's it. People went, there wasn't one last weekend. Whoever wrote this is an idiot. But of course, the proud winner, and it seems like an eternity ago now, the Cultaholic Wrestling / Triple Jump Christmas Party, 63%.
Fair enough.
A worthy winner. A worthy winner.
Was that yours, Ross?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
It was all of ours.
It feels like it was so long ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah.
Next week, innit? Might as well just be next week. Time is not real anymore. Anyway.
It's certainly not. Well, Ross, what is real is the Hall of Fame. What have you got for us?
Well, one of the fantastic traditions about the festive season over here in the UK is the darts. When you see the darts, you know it's Christmas time. And I was watching the darts just before Christmas. And I've got a soundbite. I'm just going to play it. This is from Hawaii 501, Wayne Mardle on commentary.
34. That's Barney's girlfriend and manager, Bendy Cock.
No.
It's
not a name.
It's the comedy pause. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Sorry.
What the hell was that?
They're doing some fantastic timing. Fantastic timing. They're doing some drilling on the road out the back of mine. And this is the only room I can do the podcast from.
I thought that was the wrath of Bendy Cock being heard.
Every time you say the words, Bendy Cock.
But right,
Damn it.
just to accept the brilliant thing is the comedy pause, and he knows what he's doing is fantastic. The delivery from Wayne Mardle there is spot on. But that is Raymond Van Barneveld's girlfriend seen on screen, but Bendy Cock is a man and a different person, a different human being to the one shown on screen.
Oh, I see.
It's an actual human man who is his manager. I think I'm right in saying this. This is what it said on Wikipedia. But yeah, Bendy Cock is not his girlfriend, but Bendy Cock.
What he's done there is he's read the notes and it says girlfriend so-and-so and manager Bendy Cock. But he's got way too excited and seen Bendy Cock and just thought, manager and girlfriend, and he's just gone for it. That's fantastic.
It's like the thing that's going around online at the minute is the reason why you put, like, it's easy to type it and do quotes or whatever, so you know there's a difference. But Avril Lavigne sung her song Bite Me on the Dick Cavett show, which, if you type it out, says Avril Lavigne sings Bite Me on the Dick. Cavett show. Yeah.
Susan album party. Remember that?
The what?
Susan Boyle was releasing her album and her management released the hashtag Susan Album Party, but it read Sue's Anal Bum Party.
Oh, no.
It's so good.
It's good to remember about the darts and the commentators, because Sid Waddle must be synonymous with that. Was it when Alexander the Great was 33, he cried salt tears because there are no more worlds to conquer. Eric Bristow's only 27. Love that. And so does the Builder. Oh, yeah, God. So yours is Bendy Cock.
It's just that soundbite of Bendy Cock. And the fact he just saw the name Bendy Cock and got too excited and got everything wrong. That's what it is. It's fantastic. Hawaii 501.
Cool. So I was also be going Price get eliminated then. I thought that's what you're going to go with, but
the heel of darts.
Exactly.
How dare he have the audacity to take muscles up on the hockey? Eh?
It's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Well, you think this is a sport?
Muscles and a fake tan? He's in the wrong business.
Yeah.
No, it needs characters like that. He's the gorgeous George of darts. Phenomenal.
Yeah, that's the one-day equivalent. Just a fit lad. Boo!
Look at this fancy Dan coming up from Wales.
Watches what he eats and drinks. Ooh la la.
He's never had a frayed Bentos in his life.
I have to question the booking though, because it seemed set up for the English lad to win, Smith, but then the one with the silly gimmick won again.
Peter Wright.
Yes.
Snake Bite, Peter Wright.
Yeah, you need to narrow down the silly gimmick.
When he won it once, I understood it.
The macho man of the piece.
Yes.
Well, like the Hurricane, or like when he because Van Barneveld's like the Undertaker.
Yes.
Van Gerwen's obviously Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And then I suppose Phil Taylor's like Hulk Hogan. It all there's equivalents for everybody in darts.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah. Wow. Oh.
Next tier list you do, From the comfort of your bedroom and the builder. You can ask him, actually.
That makes it sound like the builder. He's just here. He's just sat next to me. Just to the drill. I'm just going to knock this through. Aye, mate, I'm just doing it.
He just walks in front of the camera. Anyway, my pick for Hall of Fame, sticking in with the great Christmas party feel, was going and see... Every year, I go see me parents on my dad's side, then I go see my parents on my mum's side. But mum's side of the family all get this big get-together in Darlow, and it's so great seeing that side of the family, because sometimes it's the only time of the year I get to see him. We're all adults now, we're all doing different things. We can't all meet up and, kick each other's heads in the playground like we used to. So what we do as part of the little things there, other than eat, drink, and be merry and have a good time, is always have this thing where we go to a charity shop and get a gift for a £5, wrap it up, and then put it in this big bag, and we all get it. And it usually results in, getting some, shampoo or stuff that they haven't really tried with. But sometimes it's some really naff novelty stuff. And this year, I was able to get this little pick from my mum. Obviously, spent a lot of time here at the charity shop. She wrapped it up, brought it, and I got a dodgy-looking penguin.
Oh my
as
God,
the thing to take home. And I was like, "Oh, that's nice." And I tried to leave it. Mum was like, "No, you're taking that on the train home with you." I went, "Oh, fantastic!" So, just mean this better than a mask. This keeping people away from you get COVID. Because I thought, wait a minute, is this a really bootleg-looking Feathers McGraw from Wallace and Gromit? And because that's what I was saying, it's Wallace and Gromit. I'm like, no, it's not. It's nothing like him. But a look on the label reveals it's a Creature Comfort teddy.
Oh, Creature Comfort.
Which predates Wallace and Gromit, I think. I'm not sure.
And post-dates, didn't it? It came back for a second run.
That's right, it did.
Yeah.
So, this podcast feels like one long Creature Comfort sometimes. But especially when Jack's telling the story. But for now, I want to nominate this terrifying I mean it in a nice way. This terrifying penguin that my mum got me, because I know she watches this podcast and wanted to know that. Actually, no, this will be a test to see if she does. There we go. I'll ask her next week. So what do you think of the podcast? Oh, it was good, yeah. Ooh. Wow, that Chapata news was decent, wasn't it? I was like, okay. But anyway.
What's the penguin called, Maffew? Have you named it?
Have I named the penguin? You put me on the stop now.
Oh, no, well, don't worry. Don't rush these things. Eric
Bristow.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, makes sense.
He's only 27.
Yeah.
So that's my nomination. What have you got for us, Jack?
So you might James from Triple Jump, one of the wonderful editors of Triple Jump, and writers as well. He does a bit of writing as well. He's a tour de force. He and his girlfriend Beth have recently been fostering cats, and they did the first one. He went off and found his family. Currently, they've got two cats called Mango and Chutney. And my girlfriend has been in touch, and she's going to be the one who adopts Mango and Chutney. So,
wow!
When I finally recover from COVID and go around hers, there'll be these two cats, and I'll be no longer a priority. But that's fine, because I like the look of them. They look like adorable little cats. And I'm just going to preemptively, I think, nominate them for the Hall of Fame. But I've already chosen a favourite, which I think is a bad thing, because I've not even met them yet. But I like Mango a bit better. She just seems a bit more chilled than Chutney. Chutney seems like he's got potential to be a little terror. But yeah, just preemptively going to nominate them, because I'm sure they're going to be fantastic. And also, as a way of shouting out James and his girlfriend Beth for the wonderful fostering job they're doing on the cats. So I thought that was quite a nice feel-good little story there. Long may it continue. So Mango and Chutney. Also, you could, if you just write down just Mango and Chutney in the thing, people might mistake it for the combination of flavours and think, yeah, I'll vote for that. Yeah, why not? So there we go.
That's nice. I like the thought process there. So you're saying Chutney's the Genetti?
Yeah. No,
already.
It's kind of like Mango seems much quieter, and Chutney, it's like they're like Enzo and Cass. I think Chutney's like Enzo and More. No. Never mind. I'm not gonna do it. No. Okay. So Mango's like Devon and Chutney's like Bubba Ray. There we go. That'll do. Or Mango. No, better would be Mango's Jeff Hardy and Chutney's Matt. Chutney talks more, but Mango's just got this innate charisma about her. She's an enigma.
See, this is exactly what I mean by this is like Creature Comforts. We could have had a turtle, a polar bear or whatever saying all that, and we would have won awards. But instead, it comes from the mouth of angels. That is Jack. So thank you very much, mate, for that. That's a lovely thing there. Are you okay with cats?
Yeah, I prefer them to dogs because I'm allergic
yeah.
to dogs, so I cannot experience the warmth of a dog's love ever.
Oh,
I know.
but it's nice thinking that, oh, well, I'm not around, so my girlfriend's getting 2 cats. So,
instantly.
yeah, in case she misses,
Just having someone around.
yeah, having a little furball demanding things from me.
Being sick on the carpet.
Basically, he needs feeding and looking after. No, that's great, Jack. I can't wait to see the development of this when you get to see them, see the evolution of them, and hopefully not here in a few weeks' time going, can I remove them from the Hall of Fame because I hate them or anything?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll get to that stage surprisingly fast.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, on that lovely cat-filled mango and chutney note, the 3 picks for you, just to remind you, are we going to put Bendy Dick?
Bendy Cock, how dare
Bendy
you?
Dick.
Oh, sorry.
It's a different family, that.
It's a different region.
Know about the historic feud between the Dicks and the Decocks?
I beg your pardon. Apologies for all the dicks out there. The Bendy Cock. Disturbing-looking penguin, which I've thrown, I can't get now. And mango and chutney, which we'll just leave it as that.
Yeah.
Hopefully getting the mango chutney crowd and the cats in there. Very clever. Those 3 picks are your 3 picks alone. If you go to the Cultaholic Patreon at patreon.com/Cultaholic and place your votes anytime now.
Well, in 24 hours if you're watching the podcast live, when it goes live. 8 p.m.
Oh, it's not
GMT on a Saturday. That's when the poll goes live on the Patreon.
Oh, beg your pardon.
This is This Week in the Wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling, SmackDown. Just a compilation episode featuring WWE's top 10 moments of the year. Hey!
So I didn't
Didn't
write
bother
any
watching
notes
it,
for
yeah.
No. AEW Rampage. Darby Allin beats Anthony Bowens. Andrade distracts him after the match, which allows the Acclaim to lay out Sting with their boombox.
Lock her up. Lock her up. Lock
Oh, yeah.
her up.
So
Yeah.
Max Caster's rap was about, can I even say the name? Will that cause trouble?
She who must not be
Yeah,
named.
yeah.
Lock the bitch up.
Oh yeah. Well, she is. She's found
Oh,
guilty.
yeah.
So that's
Oh, that one. Yeah, don't say the name.
okay.
YouTube won't like it.
Yeah, probably
That
not.
one woman you don't like. Pretend it's her.
Stephanie McMahon.
The head teacher from Matilda. Whichever one you don't like, that's one he was talking about. Yeah, there we go. Probably more not worthy than the match, to be honest with you.
Oh no, I thought if you like a lot of wrestling in your wrestling matches, this is the match for you. I thought the match-based offense was fantastic. Lots of back and forth. I really enjoyed this match.
It's all right, but you know what? I'm not immediately grabbed by a feud between these two people.
Yeah, but it
we'll
might
see
be
where
one
it
of
goes.
those. Might be one of those back burner feuds that just gives people time to take over before the next thing.
Yeah.
I like I like how good Bowens is, but every time I see his name written down, I almost call him Andrew Bowers, which is the name
That's
of the
right.
man behind North Wrestling. They've just got very similar names, and they're both involved in wrestling, so it's just hard.
I'm
That's
sure.
because I call him Bendy Cock by mistake sometimes. Who would have thought
That's
of
just
that?
ridiculous.
What were you going to say, Maffew? Sorry, I cut you off.
Nothing as good as that, so we'll move on. Tay Conti and Anna Jay team up to beat the Bunny and Penelope Ford in a bloody no DQ match. I remember saying to someone like, yeah, the AEW women's division's weird because it feels like there's Britt Baker at the top. Britt Baker
Braun
at the top.
Braun Breaker's
Britt
sister.
Baker. There you go. Yeah, NXT champion Britt Baker. And then underneath, it's like there's not much going on. And this was like, oh yeah, Maffew will show you with this mid-card women's match feud thing, getting an amazing level of violence and blood and table no breaking. That I was not expecting at all. This was quite impressive.
It was kind of
Sorry,
it was just kind of out of nowhere was all I was going to say, but go on.
I was going to say that table not breaking was added even more to the move, where her knee just clattered Ty Conti right in the chin. It was absolutely brutal. But Bunny's blading. She's got to be one of the best bladers in the history of professional wrestling with that job.
Well,
My
she's with
goodness.
one of them, so she's probably got to know how to do it, Ross.
Hey.
That's what they do in their spare time.
Oh, dear me.
Casual Sunday afternoon. You go to gigs down at the O2 Academy in Brixton. No. They
Hey,
do the gigs.
Gig? Don't mind if I do.
I've totally lost what I was... Oh, it reminds me... Do you remember, like... Oh, God, it could have been 6 months ago. It could have been 2 years ago. Like, I've got no idea when this
Yeah.
match happened, but there was a bunkhouse brawl randomly on a Dynamite. I think Dustin Rhodes was involved. And it was just randomly really bloody and brutal on TV. And it reminded me of this.
Christ,
Or
that
this
might have
reminded
been
me of
last.
that.
Yeah, that might have been last year.
It might have been
It was
2
Dustin
years
Rhodes
ago.
and it was a tag match. But I'm trying to think who Dustin Rhodes was teaming with.
QT?
That sounds right.
It might have been
After
before he
Builder.
turned. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Was QT Marshall in that bunkhouse brawl? That can't be right though.
I think he was Dustin's tag partner for a while.
I'll have a quick Google. AEW
Yeah.
Bunkhouse Brawl.
Yeah, but I remember that match. Yeah, it's like the unexpected bloody no DQ made a card feud match. It's like, all right,
Just
great.
in like the middle of the week, just out
Yeah.
of nowhere.
It was the Butcher and the Blade versus Dustin and...
Oh,
Come on. I'm on the YouTube clip because that's the first thing that came up, and whoever Dustin teamed with, it was QT.
we'll just
It
get rid of
was
this.
QT.
It was QT.
Wow.
Thank you, DJ
Oh.
Richard Tubman there in the speaker.
Extraordinary. Okay, thank you. Cody Rhodes defends his newly won TNT title against Ethan Page. Scorpio Sky tries to interfere, but stopped by Dustin. And of course, Cody wins.
Adrenaline in my soul.
While wearing, of course, to the ring, the best professional wrestling T-shirt on the market at the moment. Have you seen it, Maffew?
No. Which one are you
It's
talking about?
got 3 boxes, and it says heel, no tick.
Oh, that one.
No,
No tick.
Yeah,
Winner,
all right.
a tick in the box next to
no.
winner. He's not a
don't
bad
like it.
guy. He's not a good guy. He's the guy. He's Roman Reigns these days.
Yeah.
But I thought Cody's got us in the palm of his hand. He's got us under his thumb,
What?
hasn't he? The way he's working us, isn't he? Sometimes being a good guy, asking for sort of hand claps and pull-ups from the crowd. See that in the front row, asking someone for a helping hand. And he's being a dickhead in other instances. He's playing us all like a little fiddle.
You know that. Sorry about the
Thank
builder
you,
stopped
Phil
drilling,
Boys.
but he's just started dropping polls now. And you know OSW, I think it is, who mentioned the clangy polls whenever there's a backstage brawl, and the polls just fall over. That's what it sounds like outside now. But yeah, I think I agree with Ross. Cody has got us in the palm of his hand. I hope they don't. I know that we all like slow burn storylines, and AEW are good at being patient, but I hope this doesn't. This feels like it's gone on long enough already. I hope they don't drag it out for too much longer.
He's just won the title again. I mean, I got to do something with him. So, yeah.
No,
I
I just mean before he like turns.
before he turns.
I hope it doesn't take too long before he turns.
Late for that.
Well, I hope it doesn't
I
take too
think-
long before he overtly does bad stuff.
I think this is
see.
what we're going to get from Cody going forward. He's going to be like Roman Reigns was like a couple of years ago.
But deliberately.
But deliberately, yeah.
But then they need to start having him wrestle faces rather than heels. For now, it's fine, but eventually, like he needs to take on. Well, with Sammy, it worked really well. So
I'd love him like, I went through a burning table for you guys, and at that moment it's like, oh wow, that's amazing. Yeah, you rule, Cody. The next week, boo. Set yourself on fire again, lad. Yeah. I think Cody's just doing this just to keep people like us something to talk about in AEW. Is he? Will he? Won't he? We don't know. We'll keep on watching and getting the £5 from Tony Khan, master of Twitter.
no,
WWE Day
was-
One.
God, we
man.
didn't even speak about that, did we?
I
was
thought it was
shit.
best to just...
Okay, well, just
Yeah.
in summary, what a tit. That's all I can think.
All
to
I'm
say.
saying is, if I was a billionaire, do you think the last thing I would be doing would be on Twitter?
Or running a wrestling from. I'd just be on holiday all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right, fantasy book. Do. All right, I'm going to Barbados. Like,
I'll
I'll be on Twitter doing gifs.
Bad. You can just imagine AEW's PR team like, no, like what are you doing? And you got to feel for Big Swole. Like I don't know the circumstances by which she left, but for your boss to come out and say, yeah, I thought they were crap. What? That's just a horrible thing to do.
Yeah, especially contradicting himself after he put her over. And again, again, I think the nuance has been just completely destroyed over discussions because a lot of that could be taken off of just doing stuff via Twitter. You know, it's always good you can make a convincing argument when you're limited by the space you have on your screen. But Swell had some very decent points, well written out and described about how lack of what's the word? Diversity. Diversity. I said divergence. That's not right, is it? Diversity in AEW, and it was well written. And then it got burned down to Tony Khan going, "No, look all the people we have got. You're not very good at wrestling." And suddenly the argument went from, "Does she have a point?" And at the top of the card, she certainly does. It's very white up there. But then it got turned to, "Is Tony Khan a racist?" Which is like, all right, cool. That's how whenever like big arguments appear online, they don't last that size for very long. They get broken down into bite-sized chunks, and then so the dogs on Twitter can eat them.
All nuances lost. But Tony Khan's statement was also, I think, the way that he went, "Oh, let Big Swole go because I didn't think she was very good enough. Watch my show tonight. Come on."
By the way, in the same tweet.
Oh, it was so annoying. Not annoying's underplaying it, but it was really, really, really stupid.
What a whopper.
Yeah.
Thanks to £5 Tony Khan. Day one.
Down since day one.
Am I being daft? I didn't hear that one time being mentioned.
Yeah. Oh, right. Well,
that's the entire point of it.
When
it came out first? What more do you want?
And Pat McAfee said, like, what better way to kick off? But there wasn't any explicit reference to it.
It's a bit of a dull Raw now, my ears, so maybe you did say it, you're right. Anyway, the first...
What do you mean? He's not a dull Raw. Ever since Jack's mentioned it, I swear he's done it 10 times as hard, because I can't not notice it now. And it was very apparent in this first matchup, especially on this premiere live event.
Yeah, for
like
people
pawns.
Don't worry, I put that in the notes, actually.
I was going to say, first, premium live event, that's what they now say. Not for pay-per-views, because that's a very outdated concept. Not for network specials, I guess because it's not the network anymore, because it's a bit on Peacock. They're not going to call it the name of someone's manager in the darts, so they're going to call it premium live event instead.
It's the first crypto wrestle of the year.
The first NFT premium ape of the year, whatever.
And the new NFT champion. NFT.
Yeah, NFT. We're going to give you what we want.
Imagine there's an NFT championship. It just doesn't exist. They've got to show it on their phone.
Impact have one of them, don't they?
Only I own it. Wait, is that a real thing on Impact?
No, not NFT, but it's like the Digital Media Championship, which I guess an NFT can fall into some way. I believe.
Wrestlers got their phone stuck to their belt. They're showing it. On the pre-show, Sheamus and his best friend Ridge Holland beat Cesaro and Ricochet, which is technically true, but what happened was Ricochet then assisted 450 splash right onto poor Ridge Holland's nose.
Yeah.
Did a bad job of it. Of his face, I mean. And Ridge Holland had to leave the match prematurely. And then Sheamus had to bravely, heely beat Cesaro and Ricochet by himself. Which sums up Cesaro and Ricochet's place on the card in 2022, to be honest with you. But, this just obviously didn't go the way anyone wanted.
I think Ridge Holland's all right.
Oh, yeah. First and foremost, yeah. But I think it more sums up why Sheamus won the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast Wrestler of the Year for 2021.
Oh, the feedback to that's been tremendous. I wish I could hear any of it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I went to see what the feedback was like, quite self-righteously expecting everyone to say Jack's pick should have won. But no, I saw mainly like 80-20 in favour of you two for picking Sheamus. So fair.
Really?
Well, that's what I saw.
I haven't heard anything. Lots of people had feedback for the episode 1 watch along. I didn't hear diddly squat about this, so I was worried. I thought, has it gone live? Has it been taken down?
I was just in the comments. I just had a look in the comments. I know that.
Thank God for that.
I know
so
we shouldn't do that, but
I don't know. I was expecting people to be messaging me going, "You're an idiot. You're a prawn sandwich. You don't know what you're talking about, pal." But no. Oh, that's good.
Well, I know that it didn't go down well with the Brew Crew because apparently
another victory.
Apparently, once we'd finished shooting that and we went off next door. I think it was Tubman who was sat with us for that one, or was it Andrew? Richard, was it you who was there for the Culties in the studio?
It was Tubman, yeah.
It was Tubman. Yeah. Tubman said that he went through and they were like, "Oh, who won Wrestler of the Year?" And he was like, "Sheamus." And apparently the room was, tables flying all over the place. What? Sheamus?
It's like QT Marshall last year, just tables everywhere.
There was a bull rope.
Gig. Good. I'm glad it annoyed them then. So after that, the Usos successfully defended the SmackDown tag titles against the New Day, pinning Kofi Kingston with a 3D for some reason.
Yeah, whoa.
A
what?
1D?
Day 1D.
Day 1D. Premium Live DVD.
I thought it was quite nice in this, because obviously we've seen the Usos versus New Day a million times already, so it was nice to see the Usos especially whapping out all these new moves, but also I think they were paying tribute to stars of the past, such as the Dudleys, and Jimmy. He whapped out a whisper in the wind, didn't he, off the top rope? Which I don't think I've seen him do before. I might have seen him do it before, but I can't remember it. So I assume that the new offense was to add new strokes to this feud, but also to pay tribute to the stars of the past.
I enjoyed this match far more than because in the build-up, like many people, I was like, "Oh, another New Day Usos match, like it'll be good." But I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. And I think I was worried the New Day would just win again. And this time I quite wanted the Usos to retain, and they did. So no complaints at all.
And Xavier Woods continues his ascent in kayfabe terms to being the best professional wrestler in the world.
Yeah, they pinned Kofi.
Yeah. And Xavier did all of the moves again.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing year for Xavier Woods. Sorry, King Woods. Doing the man a disservice there. My liege. Blah, blah.
Blah, blah. That's what he says. Down since. Blah, blah. But yeah, I like the idea of them going, all right, cool. We've had 10,000 matches. This is one of them. It was very good. We're going to have to do something different. Let's do a 3D. So is that going to be a recurrent thing? So next time we see him on SmackDown having another match, which probably happened by the time this is aired, they're going to have to end it with a Heart Foundation clothesline combo or the Boogie Bang, a la Doring and Roadkill. Just keep on coming up with a different finisher.
Just stick with the 3D. No one kicks out the 3D. Apart from Chris Sabin.
And Masato
Tanaka.
Yeah.
Just use the 3D. You'll win every match.
Yeah. Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss were here.
Yes.
Here to crack some jokes.
Get in.
Look at the bed going up and down. Moss says that when he beats Drew, he's going to have to change his name to Who McIntyre.
They nearly took a bump because they were laughing so hard at the joke.
That would be great if they bumped every punchline. Who McIntyre? But bum. Drew enters and wins a nothing-ass 10-minute match. And then later backstage, the pair ambush Drew and beat him down. Corbin wraps a chair around his neck and throws a truss into it because the feud must continue.
Really brutal attack backstage, actually.
Wasn't it because
Yeah,
Drew's
it sounds
got
like your bedroom.
a legitimate injury, hasn't he? Drew, that's why they did it, to write him off for a bit.
Oh, that would make sense.
Sure, I read that somewhere. Rather than continuing the feud. But yeah, this match was should have been on a SmackDown. It was nothing. I did enjoy Madcap Moss's... he caught a flying Drew, didn't he? To do a fall-away slam, which was impressive. But then the other highlight for me was Pat comparing a Drew McIntyre chop to BTS because it sounded clapping. I'm down.
Is that what the kids say?
Aye.
Okay.
Mamma mia at that Force reference. Good God. I have no idea what happened to Drew McIntyre since last year, since his title feud.
To be fair, I think he deserved that attack afterwards for doing that line where he's like, "My God, it's so hot in Hotlanta." Mwah! Get that cringy bollocks away from you, Drew. You don't need it, Bonnie lad. You don't need it.
You're right.
Yeah.
RK Bro enter with, is it Migos? Jack
Migos.
Migos, big
No. The full title is The Greatest Group in the World, Migos.
Yeah.
They limp biscuited them.
That's right, that's a verb.
I should.
Tag title defense. Go on.
I don't think I mentioned, but their interview backstage, like, it was like, you know, when you're a teenager and you can't get excited about anything, because it's not cool to be excited. That's what I got from the Migos. They were all like, "Yeah, we're really excited to be here. We're huge fans, whatever." Like, they came across like they didn't care at all. It was very funny. Versace. It's one of their songs. Versace, it's called.
Is it?
Thanks, Jack. The champs win, and everyone celebrates with Migos in the ring afterwards. This was okay because it's face versus face. even worse, Aki Bro are even more face than the challengers. So it's like, okay, you guys win, even though you're Street Profits.
Was it face versus face, though? Because I think, just for this match and this match alone, I thought the Street Profits were quite heely.
They were getting in Migos' faces. It didn't work because which of these two teams often makes references to do with hip hop culture, right? It's not it's not RK Pro. So I don't know why Migos would it not have made more sense the other way around? I guess the celebrity always has to be on the side of the winner. So I suppose.
Yeah, but you also have to remember that makes a lot of sense. But to be logic, and it is right, Randy Orton is insanely over no matter what he does or who he goes with. So how bad would it have been if Migos had come out with Street Profits and they'd been booed because they weren't with Randy Orton?
Don't in Atlanta. That's where Migos are from.
They would have cheered for Randy Orton over Migos. I don't care how many albums they've sold. I mean, how many pennies they've made via Spotify? Migos would have been booed against Randy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, because as soon as he whips out the RKO, everyone forgets about Logic. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that's all he needs, man. Forever over Randy Orton. And after that, Edge takes on The Miz. Maurice keeps interfering until Beth Phoenix appears at the top of the ramp. She has to wait until the music plays like a vampiro. But finally heads to the ring and chases Maurice away. Edge wins with a spear.
She doesn't move until her music plays because that's what will let the people know that she wants to beat up Maurice. That was fantastic. I don't know whose fault that was, but it was great.
Kevin Dunn.
The match was wrestled like a main event from a bygone era. Like a proper American professional wrestling main event, I thought this was. A nice throwback. A nice change of gears. Going in reverse.
Just fully like heel baby face.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
The old-fashioned valet tropes from Maurice as well, getting involved and doing something.
Yeah, I like that actually. That was really good, yeah. Managers aren't used enough in WWE. I know we all say it, but it's true.
See, I want to like it, but they keep on doing this with Miz. Miz is such an amazing character and probably continue to be, but then they keep on putting him in these matches where he has to go 20 minutes long because I guess you have to on a premium live event. And he's just not suited for that. It's what killed the Daniel Bryan feud when they finally got in the ring. It's like, all right, Miz, go 20 minutes. He's like, what? Me? Oh, yeah, I'm a mini Benoit, me, like, that's going to work. So I'd have loved this match if it was 10 minutes.
Could you not have said any...
I was going to say, why Benoit?
Could you not have said, like, Michaels or...
Because all those wrestlers have come back, you see. So it's like, wait. So, apart from him, obviously. Until next Saudi event, never know. So I would have probably liked this match if it was a lot less like Miz. All right, Miz, here's the part you're not good at. But it's still all right. I'm looking forward to the mixed tag. Yay, Maurice. Yay, Beth. Is that right?
Yeah, I think my opinion falls somewhere between yours and Ross's. I thought it was okay. Yeah, it was fine. Yeah.
It took my mind back to much simpler times.
Simpler than wrestling.
Yeah.
Or teeny tot.
20 years ago where your only main concern was like how clean your football boots were and what stickers you had and stuff.
Fair enough. Football crazy, chocolate mad. Becky Lynch successfully defends the Raw Women's title against Liv Morgan. She had to pinfall after a manhandle slam, but can't quite reach the ropes for leverage, so just ends up winning clean. Oops.
Poor Liv.
Look, Liv is all right in the ring, but the promos she's been forced to read have done absolutely nothing for her because she gets absolutely no reception when she does them from the crowd. And then she's had basically the same booking as Toni Storm with Charlotte. All right, here's the big idea. You go out and lose the first match. Yeah, all right. And then you lose the second one as well. So I'm tapped out from this. Not really invested anymore,
And the finish... Because now they have to think of a reason to carry this on. And they did carry it on a bit on Raw. But why? Because she's just lost clean. And I know that's a mistake. But it didn't help anything, really. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just the fact that she's still in there sort of highlights the lack of depth on the ladies' roster on Raw. Because obviously they brought back, we'll get on this a bit later on, but they brought back Bianca, who was up there and then started doing something else and now is back up there. And then Liv, who just lost and should be down at the bottom, but she's back up at the top. But I thought the match was quite okay. I thought at one point with the corner stomps on the stairs and then whatever she did in the ring, I thought Liv had it at one point, but obviously not. But yeah, she did some nice spinning DDT things and then a sunset flip bomb. That was good, but then apart from that, I just thought it was okay.
I was going to say the woof woof moo moo of the week is, that's right, Ross, stealing your thunder, is Liv Morgan's sunset flip power bomb. Was it even sunset flip? Do you call it a different name if you do the whoop into it?
They called it a sunset flip bomb on the commentary. That's why I've got that.
No, Pat McAfee called it sunset flip bomb.
Sunset flip.
Yeah, like BTS.
She's been watching a bit of Hiromu Takahashi at Wrestle Kingdom, guys. No, he does it outside the ring, and it's really scary and dangerous. Yeah.
Good.
What an idiot.
Yeah, what a silly boy.
Did you see New Japan this year?
Yeah, me and Owen reacted to night 1 on Twitch, and then I tested positive, so we couldn't react to night 2. so night 1 was good. Thanks to everyone who joined in the chat and stuff. But I watched a bit of night 2 as well the next morning. Aye. Oh. Well, I was going to do a little quick mention of it at the end of this section, though.
Oh, I see. I was shoved in. Oh, that's fine then. We'll move on. Johnny Knoxville sends in a message via Instagram announcing that he wants to enter the Royal Rumble.
Oh, no.
He's doing it.
No.
I was all for it when I heard it, and then I saw Knoxville with grey hair, and I didn't want to see that.
Yeah, would you? If this was 2003, would you be up for it?
Dude, he could have won it in 2003. Like, yeah. No. I mean, Knoxville. Look, they're gonna get that cameo appearance. I mean, when we watched Rumble 01, the SmackDown Cultaholic Podcast, which returns this week, and remember, like, oh, Drew Carey, but it was done in a like, hey, it's me, it's Drew Carey. Oh, how you doing? And Vince's like, you know what? Seeing as you're here, why don't we put you in the Rumble? It's done like that. Now it's like weeks in advance. All right, Knoxville's going to be in it. So,
yeah.
You wonder, like, the days of it just being like, oh, wow, how crazy is it? Knoxville's just here with very little announcement, but it's not how it works anymore. So,
in hindsight, is the Drew Carey bit, did that benefit from being in a really hot period and from being in one of the best Rumbles ever? Do we look back on it more kindly? Or was it genuinely, I think it was genuinely good.
Listen to the pop it got. And the fact that it didn't distract. He came in, did his thing. Kane scared him off, and he left. It was like, all right, that was funny. That was it.
When he offers him money, that's good as well.
Yeah, they might have Knoxville eliminate someone.
Oh, God, they might. They will. He's definitely... No. Right, let's all pick who he's going to eliminate. I'll go for...
Angel Garza.
Angel Garza, Madcap Moss. I'll say Ziggler. I'll go big. I'll say Ziggler.
Oh, God.
But crucially, I think Knoxville will be eliminated by Volta just by being howked over the top rope, to use a Jordan
Let's all also pick... okay, you've got Walter.
I'm picking Walter as well.
Okay.
The guy who most resembles Butterbean on the roster.
I'll go for Otis.
See, they could have had Butterbean because he's a WrestleMania legend, but apparently he can't walk very well nowadays. So
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a shame.
Yeah.
But then again, neither can Knoxville. So.
You seen that the YouTube video where it goes through all Knoxville's injuries that he's got from doing Jackass down the airs? Bloody hell. I'm a bit scared if he does take a bump over the top rope, he might just fall apart. Like his body just go on the floor.
That's why it's like, this is the last Jackass. They're not doing like the band Cases keep on teasing retirement. It's like, no, we're really done after this. And also, that's not the big news from this network TV debut special thingy. It is, of course, that Roman Reigns tested positive for the vid, just like Jack, and had to be obviously scrapped from the match. So they turned it into a 5-way for the WWE title, as opposed to the world title. Sorry, Universal. With Brock Lesnar being inserted into the 4-way with Big E, Lashley, Owens, and Rollins. And I don't know if they had a lot more planned for this. But then Brock came in and went, no, I'm not doing 20 minutes. I'm doing 8 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was because of Brock, because obviously Brock doesn't do that. Doesn't do these type of matches. He's probably just, I can't figure this out. I don't know how it came about, but I loved it. I thought it was a tremendous way to end the night. Mere 8 minutes. No, I'm all right after the 20-minute Edge Miz and then the 17-minute Becky Liv. I'm all right after all these long matches. Just having a nice, comfortable 8-minute main event that was non-stop moves in action. And then Brock won.
Pinning Big E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with Maffew. I love the structure of the match. It's how it was all bombs and bombs and bombs and bombs and bombs. And I liked the shock of Brock Lesnar winning because I think Brock's been fantastic over the past month or so, cutting his own promos and whatnot. He's been very entertaining. It's been nice to see him being that way as well after so long of not being so. But seeing him beat Big E the way he did, that left a sour taste in my mouth. I like the shock of Brock Lesnar winning, but not pinning Big E like that. I thought it was a bit unnecessary.
No. Yeah, he could have pinned anyone else. Not Lashley maybe, but he could have pinned Owens or Rollins, and I wouldn't have minded. But yeah, the match reminded me a little bit of. Do you remember in like the summer of 2017 when Strowman and Lesnar and Joe and all the lads would just throw things at each other? It was a bit like that a little bit. And when Lesnar was celebrating, a good bit actually, even though I don't think he should have pinned Big E, was that it did set up the next thing because Lashley was outside the ring still standing and he was like, "Oh, you're not harder than me. I'm Bobby Lashley, me."
Mm.
Exactly
that one little bit they had in the ring as well, people went mental for, which is nice to see.
Like Hogan and Warrior in the 1990 Royal Rumble.
Just like that.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that on Raw, which it is now. Paul Heyman opens the show and introduces Brock Lesnar because, if you're not paying attention, Roman Reigns fired Heyman. We get a very lovely dramatic video package for Heyman on the SmackDown before the SmackDown we talked about. So it's like, yeah, he's left, he's gone. But I always thought like, oh no, that's just a swerve or something's going to happen. And no, he left and joined Brock. Oh, okay.
As you would do if you're a snivelling, dirty heel manager. A boil on the arse of life? I think Jim Ross would call him. Yeah.
A pube in the sandwich of life. They brag about getting Brock.
Like Jose Mourinho crawling back to Chelsea.
They brag about getting Brock in the title match. Heyman says that Brock will defend the title at the Rumble, facing whoever wins tonight's Fatal 4-Way main event, aka the match they were going to have before Brock stuck his oar in. And then Brock says, "Hey, hope you get better soon, pal," to Roman.
Oh God!
I thought this was fantastic from Heyman because it felt like he went off the script with the line about how Becky would leave Seth because he couldn't beat Brock Lesnar, and then just saying, "Oh, look what's happened since the Council of the Tribal Chiefs left him. He's been very vulnerable and got COVID." I felt like not something that would script, but then again, after the lines about the releases and whatnot, maybe they did script it. I don't know. But I thought it sort of gave. Well, I think we all knew what was going to happen after, as we say, the standoff at the end of day one-ish, but it sort of gave away the result of the four-way, just how dismissive Heyman was of everybody apart from Lashley, who he bigged up to be the hardest man since Brock Lesnar.
It was refreshing as well. Not that I've not enjoyed Heyman's stuff with Roman because it's been amazing, but it was a nice change of pace for Heyman to get his balls back and be all, "I'm Paul Heyman again," after spending so long being like, "Yes, my tribal chief." No, I liked it. I was like, yeah, he's got his swagger back, guys. Yeah.
No, that Lesnar back. Lesnar.
Yeah, that's the one. Not Jack Swagger, no.
Backstage. Backstage, Riddle is... There's the first reference of the year for Jack Swagger. Riddle is all dripped up like Seth Rollins and John Morrison, taking inspiration from the Migos at day one. Oh, I see. I didn't even realize that. Orton doesn't like this and says Riddle's New Year's resolution should be listen to him even more. They have a tag match against Alpha Academy and lose with Otis pinning Riddle. Did you ever think you'd see the day when you'd see this on TV? Absolutely annihilated them.
Was that?
That's what, Vince McMahon said that on the was it Survivor Series where he got off the phone? He's like, "Oh, this is really impressive." But this is Otis, the reversal from an RKO into a World's Strongest Slam, better than Mark Henry ever did it.
Ooh.
That has come in second place.
Why do you guys keep on doing this?
I'm not. It's because it's true. You know it's true as well, don't you, Maffew? You know it's true. Yeah, you know it's true.
I love that bit when Mark Henry shoves Randy off. Get off me. World's Strongest Slam.
It came second in my move of the week, which this week is sponsored by Blicksmith, because I came in the office for the first time this year today to do this podcast, and I got a lovely parcel on my desk, and they've sent me 2 of their Shawn Michaels shirts. This one is the limited edition one. You can get yours from bollocks, I'm not very good at this. blcksmth.co.uk.
So blacksmith without the vowels.
Correct. A-E-I-O-U. That is how we say them. A-E-I-O-U. That is how we do.
And sometimes Y.
I don't know.
So, what does it say on the shirt?
It says, "Heartbreak Kid."
Oh, because I was like, why is it Shawn Michaels? What are you on about? But now I can see Heartbreak Kid.
It's
right,
got
right.
a badge which has got like HBK. It's all embroidered. Like, it's very nice, very high quality.
Ah, nice.
An amalgamation. I like the Rascal pattern as well. I've got the other version out there as well, but it's black and white where it's blue and black here. It's not like one of those memes from back. It's one of those memes from back in the day. I've just realised. Is it black or white or is it blue and black? Who knows?
I see. Yeah.
But like the fans, they are good.
Lovely. What a lovely
Would recommend.
plug. What was the move? I got distracted by the
second place in my move of the week, sponsored by this here football shirt.
Second place. I see. Yeah.
Is Otis's reversal from an RKO into a World's Strongest Slam.
Lovely. Well, you know what? I'm actually enjoying this feud, and there was a bit gutted when it's like, yay, Street Profits versus RK Bro. I'm like, why? Why is that the match at day one? Oh, but I went back to this. So I was like, yay, the good match is on again. Dana Brooke teams with Reggie to defend the 24/7 title in a tag match against Akira Tozawa and Tamina. It's not clear how the rules work, but she retains anyway, despite never being in the match. Reggie gets in the pinfall after falling out between Tamina and Tozawa. I'm so glad I read all of that.
Yeah, it's my second least favorite segment of this week in wrestling. We'll get to my least favorite segment.
Oh, what's your little segment sponsored by, Jack?
COVID.
COVID. Yeah.
COVID, proudly presenting Jack's least favorite segments of the week.
My favorite variant, the Omicron. What's your? Oh dear me. But no, I'd have enjoyed it if they'd put any. No, I wouldn't have enjoyed it even if they had. But it would have been nice if they put any thought or effort into the rules. I want to know the rules, but no one cares, so it's fair enough.
I thought this was fantastic pantomime. I thought Tozawa kicking Tamina in the face and then the facial expressions that ensued from that was sensational stuff, and I'm glad I saw it. And also, I want to have a go at WWE for setting up Dana Brooke like that, because they did her dirty with that entrance where, I don't know, it might have been her idea for all I know, but I don't know that, so I'm going to blame the company because that's what we all do as wrestling fans. How can she do a handstand, right, on the apron and expect not to bounce off the very springy ropes? That's what I want to know, eh? That's what I want to know. No one do physics at school, because I did, and I listened. You can't do that.
I remember that bit of the syllabus.
Aye.
What do you mean? Did I miss something? Did she fall during her entrance?
No, during her entrance, she does, yeah, as Ross says, very good. She does the handstand when she needs to, splits her arms, legs, and then the idea is Reggie does a flip over. But on the ring rope, she's like, I'll rest against this like it's a brick wall. Yeah. So she came down, and then Reggie was like, oh, whatever, we bounce over.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Yeah, did it dirty, I agree.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting done dirty, Becky Lynch enters and says her New Year's resolution is to keep a hold of the Raw Women's title. She brags about being the GOAT, until she's interrupted by Liv Morgan, who's still gunning for this title. Ugh. Bianca Belair enters and also wants a shot at Becky, who tells them both to leave. They all fight and Becky stands tall.
Becky
That's
wins,
right.
man.
Becky stood tall over the two people who both want to beat her up.
She's the best. She's the best one.
Clearly.
She is Vincent Van Gogh.
Yes.
That was the best bit of the segment for me.
Yeah,
But the most interesting thing surrounding this entire Raw Women's title picture happened after the show, because Becky did an interview with one of those lasses who do the interviews backstage. I don't know what the names are these days. But she was like, who do you want to face most out of... Dewdrop got mentioned, and then Liv and Bianca as well. And then Becky just kept saying Dewdrop because it's obviously a funny word. And then she was like, oh yeah, Dewdrop. And then she was like, the realization of her face, like, oh, she could benefit me. So maybe, just maybe, because we get Dewdrop in a bit as well, they could be forming some sort of HBK Diesel tandem.
Oh, do we need that?
Dewdrop does.
Okay, yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I want to see that.
You're thinking about the bigger picture, when I was just quite single-mindedly thinking, does Becky need that? Which is why Ross would... That's far more considerate booking there, Ross.
Yeah. She needs people booing it, because right now it's been months since it happened. It still feels like, all right, we have to boo Becky now. All right. Yeah, but having a Dewdrop, having a heater, as they say.
Yeah.
Watch your back. As well as Dewdrop complaining backstage about not getting a title shot. So Sonya Deville books them on contenders triple threat match between Dewdrop, Morgan, and Belair. Maybe next week she'll just beat them both up.
Yeah.
And then Becky will come out and beat them all up. and be the best.
Yeah.
She is.
And no one else will be at the top of the card apart from Becky, and people
It's-
mildly boo her.
It's like what Ross said in the day one bit, is that it does show the lack of depth, doesn't it, really?
Yep.
Well.
The puddle, that is the women's division on Raw. Kevin Owens approaches Seth and wants to work together in the main event. Seth agrees and walks off laughing. How does that sound, Ross?
You caught me off guard there.
I'm sorry, Missed your cue. Which has Kev worried. Back in the ring, Queen Zelina and Carmella beat Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash to retain the women's tag belts in seconds.
Nothing changes. War never changes, Matthew.
Is this your first worst or?
No, my worst segment's in NXT. It's in
not
NXT.
the women's tag. We're covering all the. Oh, right. Yeah, fair enough.
But no, it's just the same match as we had last year, lots of times, and it lasted about a minute or two, and doesn't help anyone.
The big book of WWE right now is, you know what will work really well? What if we have these people lose loads? Wrestling fans love that because they can relate to losers. It's all I imagine people backstage talking about because they see it every bleed time.
Remember that career mode where your character gets bullied in the school canteen for being a wrestling fan? You've bought this game for 50 quid. Well, we're going to laugh at you for being a wrestling fan.
What do you mean got 0 out of 10 on IGN? This is bollocks.
I had a horrible realization about the classic film Ready to Rumble, because I loved that film. But then when you get a bit older, you realise that the wrestling fans are poo workers. They work with poo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not to disparage people who work with poo, but it's obvious that the people who cast it or directed
That's not
it.
disparage the people who work with poo. to all the poo workers out there who work.
Yeah, big ups to the poo workers, but it's clear that the people who put together Ready to Rumble were being very disparaging to wrestling fans by having them be poo workers by day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the time, people realised, wait, this is for wrestling fans.
Yeah.
And they're presented as the dumbest human beings alive.
Yeah.
Endorsed by WCW.
The wrestling industry can never quite shake that hatred of marks, can it? Like, it can't quite shake it.
But back to the matter at hand, I thought was interesting. Now, Rhea Ripley appears to be sick of Nikki. I said the swear word there. Nikki Ash. She's sick of Nikki's, sick of Nikki's poo. But so hopefully it leads to her just beating up Nikki so bad that she forgets that she's a superhero and she can go and do something else because it's painful now. She gets no reaction at all now, like not even a little bit. It's horrible.
Some sort of like a no DQ match between Rhea Ripley and the old Nikki Cross would be fantastic. I'd watch that on a takeover or something. Remember them?
What's the 2022 equivalent of Stone Cold sat in a bar drowning his sorrows? Because that's what Nikki Ash should be doing. And then
Nikki Ash
browsing Twitter at a bus stop.
She's lost Fortnite once again.
What's with Adam Pacitti winning Fortnite all the time, by the way? Have you seen his Instagram?
God.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, right. Sorry, I don't know. I feel like I'm behind here. Have I touched a nerve? I don't understand.
No, it's just, hey, have you seen Adam Pacitti? It's like, no.
He's been on Instagram every time he wins a game of Fortnite. I thought Fortnite was like too hard and everyone had stopped playing because all the kids were too good now. How is Adam beating these kids in Korea? It might not be in Korea.
I'm going to report him for using a bot. His account suspended.
Are you sick of him winning? All he does is win, no matter what.
The Street Profits and Mysterios all announced they're entering the Royal Rumble. Ford and Dawkins will attack match against Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz.
I don't even know what you say about this matchup. It happened, and Aziz looked. That was Aziz's best match ever.
Okay.
Yes, half a star.
He did more than he normally does, and good on him. All the best. Good luck with your jumper, with your pocket for your tabs and a pocket for your brun.
Yeah, well, I don't know what else to say. It was a match. Nice to see the Street Profits win again after losing at the pay-per-view, I suppose.
There we go. Bounce back ability.
Montez Ford could be a highlight of the Rumble if they utilise him correctly.
I agree. Damian Priest defends the US title against Dolph Ziggler and will lose the belt if he gets DQ'd or counted out, because that's what had happened in the previous matches he had, because Damian Priest had let the demon take over him and all that other stuff. He almost hit Ziggler with a chair, but used it to take out Rude instead, and wins clean to retain the title. I thought this was very well put together for what it was.
Yeah, I like the stipulation being put on it after the last few weeks. I thought that was a nice touch. And then that bloody Bobby Roode, right? He's such a dirty dog, isn't he? Attacking Damian Priest from the rear like that, eh? What's he like?
He's a dirty dog.
He's a dirty dog.
Dirty dog.
Obviously, I don't know about you lads, but I picked up a nice little nuance from this matchup, and that was Ziggler doing Bryan Danielson's running knee, which means, and I can exclusively reveal, that Dolph Ziggler will be going to AEW.
Thanks, Ross. You completely shadowed by your microphone. It's just the microphone in your arm sticking out. Beautiful framing.
Thanks.
Austin Theory goes to see Vince. Oh, here we go. Let's get us excited.
God.
Austin Theory goes to see Vince and wants a rematch against Finn Balor, but Vince puts him in the Rumble instead.
So I've really dumbed that down, that segment. I've just kept it short, but I'm sure I'm sure we've got more to say about it.
Why don't you go first, Ross?
Well, we had more lessons of life from Vince McMahon, who let us know that an apology is a weakness, which means an apology is a weakness because Vince McMahon never apologizes. And then he it was like he was doing some sort of Seinfeld stand-up routine because he's like, why do people who say I don't mean to interrupt say they don't mean to interrupt? Because they always do. Because why else would they do it?
Why?
What's the deal with that?
Why?
Have you ever had airplane food? But yeah,
bing, biddly, bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, it was. It's just the way these segments just randomly cut off at the end. There's never really a proper end point, is there? It's just sort of like conversation has a pause, fade to different scene. I don't know what they are. I don't know what's going on.
I find them very telling because presumably Vince he writes these segments. You can just sort of tell he's got the final say, and it explains. Was that a guitar?
No, sorry.
Oh, it was quite musical.
It's the pop filter that then banged on everything.
Oh.
But it's screwed onto this, so don't dare take it off in case I need it, even though I don't use it. Please carry on.
It's really telling because Vince obviously structures these segments himself, and it says a lot about the general booking of Raw at the minute, and the weird way it is.
The only thing Austin Theory's gained from this is the ability to look confused professionally at the end of the segment.
Excuse me.
I tell you, the deep fake they aired of the Queen over the Christmas period for a message wasn't as realistic as the fake doll they have for Vince McMahon, who clearly died months ago and just refuses to sell it. You see him. You see when he sat down.
Wow.
He sat down. He held his chest and went. Argh. That's clearly where someone knifed him.
You know when?
Just
there's an episode of Futurama where Bender becomes a human, but he can't handle it, like the excesses of like drinking and partying and stuff. So he gets really, really massive and dies. And they roll him out of the room, and they think he's still alive because he goes woo, but that's just air escaping from his body as they roll him out. Yeah. That's what Vince's noises are. That's just air escaping from his body.
It just happens to sound like words. That's the most wildlife. We should fire everybody involved in NXT. Oh, okay, Vince.
I did enjoy one moment of the segment where Austin Theory puts his chair too close to Vince McMahon, and then Vince is like, "Whoa, I'm getting Nancy vibes here. Move your chair." Because it's been very very like.
That's
Austin
a direct
Theory.
Quote from Vince McMahon.
It's been very like tones of like Austin being Vince's pet. What a sentence I used to say. But I was being like that. Like, you belong to me. Suck me.
Oh my God. All right. Tone it down, lads. Tone it down.
It was nice to see Vince distance himself from that, is what I'm saying. I don't know.
There we go. Fantastic. All right, time to bring it back to wrestling. Miz and Maurice cut a promo with the insult Edge for hiding behind his wife. Edge and Beth Phoenix arrive on time and challenge them to a mixed tag match. Miz accepts and Maurice isn't happy, but falls down when Beth fakes an attack. She storms off and Miz follows. Okay.
Oh, I hope they take a page out of Blink 182's book and stay together for the kids. I think this might just be one step too far for Maurice. They're using her as a human shield earlier in the feud. That was all part of the master plan. taking a page from Oasis book there. I'm just going to keep naming
all the bands.
songs. Yeah, all of the bands. But this one, except in that match when she was terribly scared of Betty Phoenix, was maybe one step too far.
Yeah. Well, I hope like Blink-182 that I don't really think much of the first match, but the next one I hope I enjoyed this time.
Oh, no. And as AJ Styles taught us about wrestling, it's not about the big moves, it's all the small things.
No. This was more classic panto, though. Fantastic stuff. Miz going, who would use or hide behind their wife? And all the crowd going, you! Christmas cheer.
Yeah. It's so good, isn't it?
Lovely.
Love Miz. Almost beats AJ Styles in a few minutes. After...
Batters him.
Yeah, I was thinking, is this too soon for Almost? I mean, come on. But it's got way more to go with this, haven't they? Surely. Surely, is he able to have a match with AJ Styles that's going to be all right? And this
could have been a Mania feud if they just slowed it down, yeah.
And
it was
just
those
a match.
Rumors, wasn't there? I was going to say there's those rumours last week that the match because the match was supposed to take place last week, wasn't it? And I don't know who this came from, but I saw something saying that apparently Omos was looking so bad they pulled it at the last minute, but then it took place on this week's Raw, and he looked fine. I thought he looked fine.
Yeah, I mean AJ bumped all around for him and stuff, which it was always going to be the thing to do, but it was fine. Yeah. Just made AJ look really weak and silly.
Yeah. No, they had to delay it for a week because there was disagreements between the two because Omos said something about the Earth being round.
Oh.
But they're right. Sorry,
other sources claim that AJ was too preoccupied with Grayson Waller and how he's dreading facing that sack of crap. He's bad, isn't he, Grayson? He's a good wrestler, but he's not as a character and as a promo. Come on now.
Stunningly generic.
They've really seen something in him that we are yet to see, but maybe maybe
if they increase it to 6 segments a week, we'll finally see it.
He's the new Nia Jax. He's on every show.
At least that's a one-off with the powers that be in NXT, seeing something in someone that no one else sees. Von Wagner and stuff like that.
Yeah, what guy?
More on that. Hey, we're getting ahead of ourselves. It's not country day yet.
For NXT.
I love NXT
because I thought because it was a special edition that it'd be more like a pay-per-view, but no, they had all the classic weekly NXT 2.0 segments in there, all the greatest hits.
They did. But hang on. Bringing it back now. Back to Raw. We haven't finished it yet, lads. Yeah. Next week, it's announced that we'll see Alexa Bliss's return journey to Raw.
Yeah, not a return to Raw.
Yeah. Thank you. Not a return. A return journey.
Is she going to bring Via with her? Because he's got lost on the way.
He's getting the megabus.
Yeah.
The Fatal 4-Way match spills into the concourse, where Owens is put through a merch table. He then comes back with a dive off an entranceway because he's a madman, and is eventually beaten by Lashley, who becomes the number 1 contender. Meaning, we're finally getting Lashley versus Lesnar, UFC versus Bellator. Oh, well.
Yes. How are you meant to boo Kevin Owens, man? When he just does stuff like that? He came back from being put through a table and leapt off the entranceway of the arena. What a guy.
And then I think Rollins said to Owens, "I love you, you psychopath," and then Kevin kissed him on the mouth.
Yeah.
I know
fun.
It wasn't picked up on the cameras, but a fan got some nice fan footage of that, so that was nice. But I like more logic in the main event scene on Monday Night Raw, because obviously Rollins and Owens, team up. So Big E and Bobby were like, "Well, if you're doing that, we'll do that." And I was like, "Yes, that wouldn't have happened a couple of years ago in the Fed, and now it is more logic." Go
Tactics.
on the Raw.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah.
And then, no one cares about Raw. NXT New Year's Evil.
There was the aftermath with Brock.
Oh, yeah.
There was the
Then Brock
Lesnar
is asked for his thoughts backstage. And he goes, "I love Von Wagner, me." Also, Roman Reigns on Friday. I'll see you on SmackDown.
Whoa.
Brock Lesnar, 2 shows in 1 week.
I know. He's $3 million richer. I liked how... 2 things about this little aftermath. I liked how he was watching the TV front on. He doesn't have to watch it sideways. He's Brock Lesnar. And also, I like how the Irish guy, what's he called?
Kevin Patrick.
Thank you. I like how he was like, "What are your thoughts?" And Brock didn't even acknowledge what had just happened. He was like, "Roman Reigns." I was like, "Yes." It's all shaping up nicely. I like it. The only downside being Big E losing the belt.
Gonna say it's almost like Brock Lesnar likes to get his stuff done early on in the night and then go home when it's not a main event wrestling match.
Yeah, that's true.
Quite clearly
Very
a pre-record this one, wasn't it? Fantastic from Brock.
Possibly.
Good for Brock.
Yeah.
And good for us. NXT New Year's Eve.
Yes, get in.
Carmelo Hayes beats Roddy Strong to unify the North American and Cruiserweight titles in a lovely match.
Yeah,
My
great
God,
match.
Carmelo Hayes is the total package right now in NXT. Little
He's
highlights.
Lex Luger.
That's right. That's exactly what he's going to do. Yeah, he hung up with Roddy Strong and beat him and unified the titles. Oh, does that mean just killing the Cruiserweight titles? We don't really know.
No,
yet.
I like the at the start the announcer. Sorry, I don't know her name. The announcer lady was like, the winner would be recognised as North American champion, which I thought gave a little bit more jeopardy to the piece because it was like, it's obvious that the Cruiserweight title was going to go, but the fact that the winner would be recognised as North American champion was like, it's a nice bit of, Roddy could actually win this, and it was. It's got to be one of the best opening matches in NXT history. Got to be.
Ooh.
In the conversation.
Are we including takeovers in the mix?
Way high. Obviously,
the one that always springs to mind is Oni and Danny's tag match that was just class out of nowhere. But it was really good though.
Was 5-star Lars the opener of that card? I think.
The ladder match.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's maybe the best one.
Yeah, this is very good.
Yeah.
The cursed ladder match.
Yes.
When you look at the list of participants, you're like, something's gone wrong for every one of these. Yeah.
AJ Styles wishes Tommaso Ciampa good luck backstage before heading to the ring to praise NXT and call out, you guessed it, Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller, guys.
Waller arrives and Styles wants a match right now, but Waller says they'll do it next week. And they have a scuffle until Grayson rolls out the ring. He's just ticking all the bad guy boxes, isn't he? I'm going to blah, 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 Austin, Hogan, etc. And then I want a match with you. All right, let's fight. Next week. Like, just you generic get. Go away.
He's a generic get, isn't he? Because who's writing these promos? I could write those promos, and that shouldn't be a sentence that I should be able to say about the WWE or any professional wrestling promotion because it's so basic. I was legitimately pissed off watching this segment, though, because I thought they were having a match.
No. They never explicitly said it was a match.
Well, I thought there was, right? So I was pissed off by that, right? Because no one should have to sit there and watch Grayson Waller talk. No one.
The Rock's not going to be here, but his trailer will be.
It reminded me that that there was no. It made it clear to me that there was no LA Knight on this show.
Yeah.
Oh, I needed some of that. What was the word? Kavorka.
Yeah.
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 I thought it was an interesting thing from Styles, though, saying he'd be damned if he's going to let anyone take the passion away, the passion for NXT away from the fans, which is, brave of him to call out Vince and Bruce like that. And Nick Khan.
Also, he skipped NXT. He went straight into the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, what does he care about NXT?
Yeah.
Does Vince think that he was in NXT? He just confuses that with TNA. You have that rival promotion for years. NXT. What? All right.
Vince thinks that he's bought NXT from Triple H. He never knew that it was under the umbrella.
I'm going to bear that no good company. Vince, you own it. I own it now. Backstage, Pete Dunne wants to take out Tony D'Angelo for injuring his hand. They're having a crowbar on a pole match next week. I'm all right with that.
Pole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a pole.
No, fair enough.
Yeah. Moving on. We now get a segment with a lot going on. Oh, okay, there we go. It's
this was my least favourite segment of the week.
Is this the Brucey P special? Oh, yes, it is. I'm already reading it. Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter chat to Amari Miller in the gym. Top out wanting to win the Dusty Classic so they can become the tag team champions. Indy Hartwell and Persia Pirotta don't like the sound of that and challenge them to a 6-woman tag match. They need to find a partner and ask Tiffany Stratton, who refuses and storms off, revealing the former Mei Ying asleep behind her. She wakes up and tells her name, Wendy Chu. She goes back to sleep.
Now, okay. So the bit when I started to realise this was going off the rails was when Indy and Persia Pirotta come along. And they're like, well, we want to win the Dusty Classic instead. And Persia's like, why don't we just take on all of you? And then Indy's like, whoa, what's your deal with handicap matches? Then they have like they have like a little conversation as if it's a different segment. Like they forget that they were just in a confrontation. It's like an aside. It's like a Shakespearean aside. It was really, really weird, but not in a good way. And then Tiffany's like, no. And I'm wondering, well, I was thinking, well, I would have liked to have seen what she's like in the ring. And then Wendy Chu. And there was just so much going on and it was so contrived that I just something about it, I hated it, unfortunately.
I can't wait to see Wendy Chu wrestle.
Okay.
You remember when Tyler Breeze, Breezango did that thing on a pay-per-view where they dressed up like janitors and you just kept rolling from one side of the ring to the other to evade an Uso? I think it was Tyler Breeze who kept doing it. I imagine Wendy Chu will just do that until the opponent is worn out and she can just capitalize and win.
Yeah, how's she going to wrestle when she's asleep? I'm quite intrigued.
Is it going to be somebody misunderstanding the Orange Cassidy gimmick and appeal, and she's going to do like slow-mo punches and stuff?
I take too much codeine. I'm Wendy Chu.
Adrenaline in my blood. I don't have enough codeine roads.
There was also a bit of romantic intrigue because Amari Miller... By the way, has she previously been aligned with Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter? Is she one of their pals? Is that established?
I don't think so.
So she was just there and just chatting to them. Okay. And then she was like, how was your new year? And Caden Carter was like, me and Brooks Jensen did the cowboy two-step or something like that. I was like, oh, tell me more.
Well, they went to the festival, didn't they, and had a little dance?
All four of them went to the festival, but now Briggs is out of the picture. It's all about Brooks Jensen now.
Oh, they've been knocking boots, have they? Eh?
They had a bit of a dance, I think, which is nice.
I meant shagging.
I know. I was trying to avoid that.
Let's not avoid that, because it's fantastic. Have they been shagging, Maffew? Do you think they've been knocking boots? Cowboy boots? Disco boots?
If I don't say anything, do you just say different types of boots?
Well,
Boots the chemist?
Kinky boots. Boots meal deal.
What's he called? Oh, I've forgotten his name. I was about to say that children's TV character with his Wellington boots. William, is it?
William Wish Wellington.
William Wish Wellington. God bless him.
God bless whoever he is, whatever he's doing. I don't care about any of these bits because, as Jack says, so much happens that nothing happens.
Yeah.
But Wendy Chu fell asleep though.
Yeah.
And
Wendy
two
Chu.
grown
That's
adults
the
might have
gimmick.
had, and two grown adults might have had sex. Wow.
That's more than I'm getting right now, so let's move
NXT.
on. Riddle and MSK beat Imperium, even though they've got Volta this time. I'm sorry, Maffew. I'm all right with it because Volta has lost a lot of weight. Walter is cutting. And it was so good seeing this match. And it's six-man match with Imperium. Imperium have been amazing on the last few appearances on TV. But it was so good having the dynamic of Imperium getting beat up and Walter going, oh, I'll do it, tagging himself in and having to beat up people. Look, that's how you do it. Now do as I do. That was a lovely experience. MSK getting cheered. Possibly having something to do with certain people in the crowd no longer there. Who knows? Or maybe those bits with the weed man worked well. I don't know.
The matches on this show were mostly really good, but there was just so much clutter around it.
If you skip the clutter, it was a fun show.
Yeah. Why didn't they just give every match 5 more minutes and skip all the clutter?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Because if they did that, it would be a firmly NXT 1.0 show.
Oh, yeah. You need the fun.
I watched this NXT after the releases happened. So I watched this, I think it was yesterday I must have watched this one. And I just thought there was a fantastic irony of this match especially, because this is like the most NXT 1.0 match on the card for me, the 6-man tag. And then obviously everything that made NXT 1.0 has been told to bugger off. So yes, a fantastic slice of irony there from NXT. What are they doing? What's happening? Nobody knows.
No. Well, it's really weird because they're getting rid of all the super workers, all the little indie guys, but they're still expecting these newcomers to have 20-minute move heavy matches. So it's gonna end in tears, guys. It's gonna end in tears.
We need you to be both hot and cold. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Speaking of which, Joe Gacy announces that his and Harlan's intention to enter the Dusty Classic, Jesus, Meanwhile, Elektra Lopez says that Santos Escobar will take on Zion Quinn next week, and she'll be leaving with the winner.
Whoa, saucy. It's a bit Paul Heyman as well, isn't it? I will be walking out with the champion. Whoa. Which one's she going to side with?
I don't know, but they'll be walking with a smile on their face. Mandy Rose, I guess that's the implication, isn't it? Mandy Rose enters via helicopter for her women's title defense against Cora Jade and Raquel Gonzalez.
Main event Mandy.
Yeah. Raquel looks to have won the match, but Jade breaks up the pinfall and is beaten by Mandy shortly afterwards. Yeah. What were your thoughts, Jack?
Yeah, this wasn't like the best match, but I enjoyed more than the moves. I enjoyed the character stuff between like Raquel and Cora Jade and stuff. But it didn't set. And they said it didn't set my house on fire. It didn't set my house on fire.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Sure, that'll be a bad thing, Jack. I think it would have been better if it was just a Raquel-Cora singles match, because then the dynamic is, can the inexperienced little one beat the big one? And that would have been like almost versus AJ or something. But instead it's like, no, Mandy Rose, the new and improved helicopter one. It was like, it didn't quite work. As you said before, they're trying to make everything at once. And it's like, no, this doesn't really work that well. Cora trying to just wrestle normally with Mandy doesn't really work, because Mandy Rose is being treated as this, Jamie Noble expert. See, I didn't say Benoit that time, of wrestling. And it's like, she's not, though. So Cora's Jade's the inexperienced one against Mandy. Super J Cup winner Mandy. It's just, again, like every other segment they have in the backstage, but they're trying to do all these things at once and it doesn't work at all. It wasn't the worst.
Can we start calling her Mandy Thunder Rose or Thunder Liger or something?
Mandy Thunder Liger, yeah.
Yeah.
Because look, great character, the gimmick works fine, but then they get in the ring and it's like, well, she's against people who are just starting out. And it's like, well, hang on.
Tiger
Mandy. The blind.
Tiger Mandy.
Tiger Mandy 1. The original and the best.
I think you're doing Mandy Savage a bit of a disservice there. I think she's been fantastic. I think I've been calling the human suplex machine in weeks gone by. I think in-ring stuff's improved massively.
It has. I like her running knee a lot as well. Her running knee's really good.
I want to preface this by saying, I'm not criticising and saying she's bad, but like, that's how she's been treated, like she's the upper echelon. She's never been that. And now she's against women who were just out of wrestling school. It's like, me, the experienced vet. I'm like, oh yeah. You've never been that until the last 3 weeks.
Tough Enough was 2015.
And I do agree though with Ross.
Why?
She has improved in the ring a lot. Like she actually has.
Don't lie to me, Ross.
She could have won the Culty for most improved. Who won most improved in the end? Can't remember. Oh well.
It was so long ago, I can't remember.
Check it out, everyone, if you haven't watched it already.
If we had Mandy Rose and we forgot.
I think I nominated Miro, so I don't think Miro won, did he?
You might have done. I nominated Tay Conti, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll stop talking like we don't know what we're talking about.
Tay Conti won, says DJ Richardson.
Hey. Extraordinary. So that's good to hear. But yeah, whatever. Move on. Backstage, Boa has a spooky vignette where he says that he can't control his power and begs the dark side of himself to let him face Solo Sikoa alone.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Noises. Riddle says goodbye to MSK in the parking lot and scoots away. MSK are confronted by the Creed brothers, who say they're going to win the Dusty Cup, not Lee and Carter.
Yeah, not you. We're going to win it. And I noticed, like, they're big lads, the Creeds. They're big guys. I'm scared of them.
And they also call themselves the Brothers Creed, like the Brothers Grimm.
Yes.
Will they fight a large lizard, was it?
The Brothers Grimm?
What?
They fight a dragon, don't they, or something?
I thought the Brothers Grimm were
they wrote the stories.
They wrote fairy tales, yeah.
What were I thinking of?
Who are you thinking of?
I had the VHS when I was a kid. I remember the Brothers Grimm being mentioned. There being some sort of big dragon in a cave.
Okay.
Lord of the Rings? Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of Grimm's Brothers Tales stuff like
Hansel and Gretel and that.
Hansel and Gretel, yeah.
It's another one of those variations where they fight some sort of dragon.
Okay.
Two lads.
And
Enzo and Cass fight a drag. I don't know. Andre Chase.
Andre Chase.
Let's move on. This is one of these things we'll get replied to 2 weeks' time going, actually, the Grimm brothers were this. I'm like, what are you talking about, you weird? Go away. Andre Chase cuts a promo and says he appreciates one of his students for trying to help him last week when he was going to get thrown off.
The one who looks like Griff Garrison.
Yeah,
the
that
big blonde lad. Yeah.
For that reason, he's going to offer him a full scholarship to Andre Chase University. He's interrupted by Come Tuesday, who invites us all to tune in to the Von Wagner watch party
What was
to
that?
see who he tunes out next.
Not tunes out, Maffew, to see who I tune out next.
He knows that we don't like him, but the people who matter do.
Wait, before that though, sorry, I forgot to mention, before that he says, funny that you all pretend you don't like me, but I'm your new favourite superstar. But also I know that you don't like me very much.
He comes out and he says, now let the real star of NXT say something. When I step in this ring, all of a sudden...
He's not Dusty Rhodes. He's a much better promo than Dusty was.
He does say, like, oh, you all hate me. But when I step in the ring, all of a sudden I'm your favourite superstar.
Ah, that was it.
You will want to tune into the Von Wagner watch party to see who I
Von Wagner
tune
watch
out.
party. Get on Discord and sing up your bloody mics, everyone.
And then we had more shades at it to Come Tuesday because he turned into Sonny at the end because he's like, I'm everything that you're not. You will want to be me. I'm Come Tuesday.
I know you want me. I know you want me. Andre tries to calm him down and gets beaten up.
Good. What? Calm down, Come Tuesday. Get a character together.
Yeah.
You're trying to be
CT,
5 different people at once.
right. CT also comes after Chase, a student in the stands, and a couple of members of the NXT universe. He can't do that.
So, did he grab the wrong one first? Because there's like a group of plants, and he grabs one, but then he throws a second one next to him over the guardrail. So I don't know.
Oh,
I
God.
think
He's just...
that guy.
Just assaulted a member of the public. What are you going to do about it? I'm Come Tuesday.
beats up Lizzie's parents.
when Lindsay Dorado's like, damn it, that was
Damn
I
it,
wanted to do
man. Von Wagner.
When Matt Hardy chucked me over the guardrail, he told me which corner to stand in, and I did, and he still thought I was in a different corner for a split second. So it does happen. I wonder if he did grab the wrong man for a bit. That would be really funny.
But yeah, just an amazing star performance again from Von Wagner. And you're right, you're trying to be so many different people. It was come Tuesday, come Wednesday, come Thursday, and they were all terrible at once.
Oh.
Lads, I know we speak about Cody Rhodes having us marked in the palm of his hand, under his thumb, as we can't quite work out which direction he's going to go into. But come Tuesday is doing the same thing on NXT. He's got as good he has.
I can't wait. Every week I look forward to his segments more than anyone else's.
Yeah.
Let the real star of NXT say something.
What's the Von Wagner watch party about?
That'll be his next shirt.
If he's not sat there in some sort of like smoking lounge next week in a dressing gown with some popcorn, watching footage of him throw strangers around, they're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
It's the watch party.
He's on Discord. He's got 2 accounts because he can only fit his head into one of the camera shots.
Oh no! Oh,
Mate,
that
it's
is
massive.
horrible. That is a horrible, horrible thing to say.
Oh yeah, the rest of what we said's been beautiful.
I've got a big head. Like often, like if I try,
Not like him.
you know, like over Christmas when everyone's wearing Santa hats, mine never fits properly and stuff. I can relate to Von.
You can relate to Von Wagner.
Me and him are the same.
You come from the same cloth.
Yeah, same genetic.
And the main event, no, is it? Where are we at? All I can see is come Tuesday. In the main event, Braun Breaker smashes the old NXT logo on his way to the ring.
Oh, you bastard, bro!
Go on, can you do the Dark Place quote, Jack?
What with Goth Merengues?
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know.
Oh, I know people who use
I know
symbolism in
people
their
who use subtext and they're all cowards.
subtext. Sorry, they're all cowards. Literally smashing the old NXT logo, as like Triple H's heart shattered as he watched this. Or looked at the news section of Cultaholic.
This was more offensive to Triple H than Cody Rhodes' entrance at Double or Nothing.
He beats Ciampa with a Steiner recliner to become the new NXT champion. A good match, not as good as the first one, but they got the right result, so I thought it was the better one overall because of that. But bloody hell, Ciampa taking the Alabama Slammer into the announce table, and it hit the table so hard, the table even though it had been hit, and had to take half a second to think about going, Christ, and then falling apart, and Ciampa taking 2 bumps the price of 1. Oh, that was the highlight for me. I was a runner-up for the Woof Woof Moo Move of the week, but I was happy with this. Ross, what did you think?
I thought it was very exciting. I thought a couple of moments, I was thinking Ciampa's going to win this again, and Bron Breakker's going to be in the mud forever, but there was just lots of good stuff I've got written down here. Bron Breakker's spear, that could be his finisher, because I thought it was very reminiscent of a surprise Goldberg one from 1997, which is nice because I think Goldberg's his hero. That's why he's got that tattoo on the top of his arm. I'm thinking I'm right in saying that. The counter out of the gorilla press into the Willow's bell. I don't know how Ciampa did that, but it was liquid wrestling. The table bump, as you say. The knees, as I say, the knees into the fairy tale ending. I thought that was it. And then obviously the Steiner references, but don't you dare call him Steiner. Laid it on thick this time. Just call him Steiner for goodness sake. And then the highlight of the match for me was the guy in the crowd who was shocked at what he'd just seen, but he had a mask on obviously because he was indoors and had a big comedy Simon Gotch mustache on there. Just the combo of him and the eyes was fantastic. It really added to the piece. Jack the Jobber, what did you think of the matchup?
I thought it was a wonderful match, apart from the entrance of Bron Breakker. But I think that he's class, especially given his relative lack of experience. Ciampa's great, made him look really good. So if there's one positive of NXT 2.0, it's that at least they've picked the right guy to push to the title first. Can't wait for Von Wagner versus Bron Breakker and see how that goes.
Oh my God.
Oh, I can't wait.
Imagine if Von Wagner beats him.
Oh, the scenes. They'd be dancing on the streets of come Tuesday. They've got enough big scary men to do like a Monsters Ball Battle Royal. You know.
Oh, the Monster Mash one from the ECW.
No, maybe the TNA one would be a better thing.
Okay. No, I want the big one. The big one with all the freaks.
What was the TNA gimmick where the match the stipulation was like they've all been kept in isolation for 24 hours before?
That was the first few Monster Ball ones they did. Yeah,
when they come out, they're feral.
Yeah, they had no sleep as well. That was the gimmick.
When I was like 11, that really scared me. I was like, oh, they're gonna be. That's really brutal. That. But nowadays, I think that would make them worse. They'd be like tired and lethargic. But anyway, they could do that with Von Wagner, Bron Breakker, Haaland, and we need another
Odyssey Jones.
And Odyssey Jones, yeah, why not? And no, just chuck like Andre Chase in there, just for a laugh.
Yeah, well said, Jack. But you know what? If you skipped all the bits on the show, there were of the 4 matches, they were quality.
Yeah.
So NXT 2.0 changes complete, turns into 3.0 when it's a special. When the matches are suddenly great and there's...
It's like a hybrid. It's like a hybrid of the 2 styles.
Yeah,
just before Christmas, I said on this podcast, right, that NXT was struggling to find its identity because they were trying to change it. But at the core of it, they had these new people still doing the 1.0 matches. And this week proved it. So I'm a genius, right? And I'm off. See you later.
It definitely did.
Bye-bye, genius. AEW Dynamite... Oh, go on, sorry.
It seems like it's succeeding in these matches despite itself. I don't know how long this is sustainable for. We'll see.
Yeah. AEW Dynamite. Hangman and Danielson open the show with their rematch, which is judged this time in case it hits the 60-minute time limit. The judges are Mark Henry, Jerry Lynn, and Paul White. And God bless them for putting Jerry Lynn in the middle of the 2 massive men.
That wasn't fair on Brian, that, by the way. On Danielson, sorry.
You know,
so you go back 10 years, and who was chasing after Daniel Bryan in the World Wrestling Federation?
Oh, yeah.
Those 2. Not fair.
He cashed in the Money in the Bank on Big Show, that's right. I think. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Hangman retains after about half an hour, winning with the buckshot lariat, so no need for the judges. This was quality. Love these 2 wrestling. But I was surprised that there wasn't any shenanigans after the match. Like, he gets attacked like Terry Funk at the end of, the Flair... What? What am I thinking about? Oh, yeah, Flair Steamboat. Sorry, I got very distracted by my own thoughts. That had the judges and everything set up. But you know what? It was still fine for what it was.
I thought it was really good. They're very bloody match. Hangman looked a state at the end of it, but in a good way. I just wonder what's next for the pair of them. Because surely now that's it. Danielson's not going to challenge for the belt anymore. So what's he going to do next? What's next for the Dragon? Is Omega going to come back? I don't know.
They're going to put him in a cave and have the brothers Grimm come and find him.
Yeah.
I really like the pace of the matchup because obviously they both want to avoid the judges, the dreaded judges. So they were going like the clappers at the start, and then it just turned into like this brutal war of attrition at the end. But my move of the week comes in this part, so I'm going to ask Richard to hit the thing, which is sponsored by Blacksmith and their limited edition Shawn Michaels shirt and their standard one, which I've got down here. Look, I could work for QVC. Where is it? There it is.
Oh,
wow.
lovely.
Wow, I'm a sexy boy. You could be a sexy boy too by wearing one of these. Look at that. Embroidered and everything. Wow.
That's lovely.
God, our very own Dom West.
Oh my! Oh, baby!
What was the move?
It was the dead eye on the floor, which Hangman somehow did by reversing a dive off the apron from Danielson, and in one fell swoop, woohoo! Down he went. Lovely. That's
Could have gone very wrong.
Yeah, it could have gone very wrong, especially with all that blood at play. Because blood, I've been led to believe, is quite slippy.
And they're both bleeding, weren't they?
They were all over the shop.
I haven't seen like two tough guys swapping fluids. Aye, tremendous match.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Could have also picked the backdrop driver thingy, which led to the buckshot at the end, because I thought Danielson had died, quite frankly. By God.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a back suplex, but with extra venom.
Extra neck.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, what a match. Take a boo, lads.
Take a boo. MJF takes on Shawn Dean, but then CM Punk runs in and chases MJF away, and being in the ring with him, he decides to give him a GTS. That seems a very unkind thing to give to... Oh, no, wait! That gives MJF the loss via DQ. And there's only 3 people who have beaten MJF in singles matches on AEW Dynamite. Moxley, I've forgotten the other one, Jericho, and Shawn Dean. What a hell of a club to be part of. Yeah.
He is the captain.
Yeah. Punk says he'll do this every week until MJF faces him. I'm sure Shawn Dean does appreciate that. MJF says that
It wouldn't be Shawn Dean every week.
Every week he beats Shawn Dean.
Shawn Dean goes on a Goldberg streak of win. Yeah, Punk doesn't mean that he's going to interfere in all of MJF's matches. He means he's going to interfere in all of Shawn Dean's matches. He's just going to follow him round.
MJF says that Punk is always so angry, like when MJF compared him to Roddy Piper. He says that maybe it's Punk who thinks he's as good as Piper. But unlike Punk, Roddy was talented enough to main event a WrestleMania.
Well, actually, it was WrestleMania 1. It was a tag match. But
No, that counts.
Yeah, it does count.
Absolutely. MJF claims that if he doesn't start get more respect around here, maybe he'll go and main event a WrestleMania
Maybe
too.
he'll go. You're going to look like Ellsworth. Maybe he'll go and main event a WrestleMania.
Punk encourages MJF to go and main event night 4 of a buy one, get one free extravaganza. Before getting released faster than he lasts in the bedroom. I don't really understand that. I like the 2-day WrestleMania. I'm like, all right.
Premature ejaculation.
Oh, that I understood.
Oh, right. You went to... Oh, sorry.
No, I'm trying to think of a euphemism for that, but... the sprinter, not a marathon runner. Yes. I understood, but like, main event night 4 of a buy one, get one free WrestleMania. Like, okay.
Who would have thought
for people?
Who would have thought that CM Punk was a massive fan of all 12 hours of WrestleMania 35 happening on one night? Who would have thought?
Yeah, maybe Punk was referring actually to Wrestle Kingdom, which could have really been condensed this year. But I'll get onto. I'll get onto that in a sec.
Punk wants MJF to go to New Japan.
He does.
He wants MJF versus Shibata. Anyway, MJF still doesn't agree to wrestle him and says that next week. That's right, Punk will wrestle Wardlow, which I look forward to. And the crowd booed that as well. These are still all right. Just these two talking crap to each other. It's getting more and more forced, the WWE stuff. But whatever. It's still good.
Yeah.
Oh.
What was that?
That's the noise that I made several times during this fantastic verbal game of tennis. Whoa!
Are you smoking mirrors?
I think that we were all looking forward to this feud because we all when Punk joined, we're all like, can't wait to see if they pair him up with MJF. Think of the promos. The promos have been good, but I just feels like there's something a bit missing, and I can't quite work it out.
Wardlow.
Okay,
missing step.
He's going to be there next time.
Oh, that'll be a complete...
Come Wednesday. No, he's better
Wednesday.
Than... No.
Jericho comes out, and he's glad to be back on TBS. Well, I'm glad you are. Well, he hasn't been since April 99. We lost to Booker T on Thunder. He does get... I'm pretty sure he cheated, he says. He calls out 2.0. Yeah, that bit was funny.
That was good, yeah.
He calls out 2.0 when they arrive, so he makes fun of their heads, and it's a Jericho bit, so they have to stand there like, whoa, hey, whoa, and the crowd like, oh, we have to chant along to this. All right.
Pinhead, you stupid idiot.
You stupid big square head, full idiot.
Looks like a post-it note, you idiot.
Yeah, and just stand there, and then Daniel Garcia attacks from behind, and they beat Jericho down until Santana Ortiz and Eddie Kingston make the save. That's nice of Eddie to keep on wanting to help out Jericho.
Get away from him, Eddie. Get away. You don't need him.
I think they're building to a Jericho Eddie program, aren't they? I think that's why.
I'd like that. If Eddie won, I'd like that.
Oh, that would happen.
Well, that's it. I don't want anything to do with it then. If it's because Jericho has to beat. As soon as something's hot, Jericho has to come along and ruin it.
Orange Cassidy, you beat him a bit. You lost to him in the end, but he beat him.
He should never have beaten MJF clean.
Never,
I still can't get over him being the guy who won the feud.
Yeah,
like, you need it, Jericho.
Yeah. He won the feud, but he lost about 6-1 in terms of actual results. But
a definite consolation goal. But how could 2.0 stand there and not mention his bastard hair dye? How could they stand there and not mention that? Come on, lads. That's the end of them as far as I'm concerned. That was
if they had, they'd have been bollocked backstage for it because they're not allowed. But it would have been worth it, I think.
Yeah. I just think Jericho needs to piss off for a bit because everything he does these days is either annoying or pointless, and this was pointless.
I enjoyed the Newcastle Triangle.
Oh,
that was good.
That's it. That should be his retirement. Go out on a high.
Yeah.
Adam Cole cuts a promo backstage with Fish and O'Reilly. No, really. Saying that he's sure Kyle didn't mean to kick him in the face last week, and that being united with the Young Bucks makes him stronger than ever. He wants a match with new signing Jake Atlas to remind everyone who the guy is in AEW. And that was it. The Young Bucks not here, and won't be around for a while, I guess, because they also, like Jack, because he's such a trendsetter, is isolating because of COVID.
Oh, do they? Lads.
Right. Wardlow's set to take on Antonio Zambrano, but Sean Spears attacks Antonio before the bell. He throws him in the ring, and Wardlow wins of lots and lots of powerbombs.
I'd be annoyed if I was Antonio. Never had a chance. No. He could have beaten Wardlow. We'll never know if it was fair and square.
Tell everyone this close to beating him.
Yeah.
I think next week's the week, lads. I think next week's the week where we have the Batista Triple H moment between MJF and Wardlow. I think it's because Wardlow is getting sick of Sean Spears. I can't blame him, but he's getting sick of Sean Spears, and I think once MJF just put him in this matchup against CM Punk, I think this will be the one.
I think that it'll happen in the aftermath of the Punk feud. I'm going to say he might turn on Spears, but I think we'll wait a little bit. But you could well be right though.
All right, and MJF will cause a DQ so Punk doesn't lose and Wardlow doesn't lose next week, and that'll send Wardlow off the end. That'll be the end of his tether. Maffew's bored by my fantasy.
No, I'm just looking. I'm just distracted by it because I've just looked at my screen for the first time in a while and how insanely white everything is, and I'm like, how long has it been like that for?
It could be compared to mine, which is insanely dark in my room.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's like yin and yang, and then Rosh's looks like perfectly normal.
It's because when we started doing this podcast, the sun wasn't fully up, so I had to have the light on. But
I've got the curtains out, I've got the light.
I had to close the blind because it was too shadowy. But now
Get some natural light in the room, Jack. That's what you need.
I will after the pod.
It will. The builder's putting a hole in it.
Yeah, I don't want to.
All right, so sorry if it looks all like weird and stuff, but anyway, anyway, good point, Ross.
Cheers, Maffew.
Jade Cargill faces Ruby Soho. You've actually put down Ruby Soho, by the way.
Did I? What?
You've actually put Ruby Soho.
What do you mean?
Jade Cargill faces Ruby Soho. Her name's Ruby Riott.
No.
Oh
Oh, God.
Oh, God. No.
No, her name is Ruby Soho now.
No, you stupid Stupid fool. Well, I'm going to ask them politely to cut that out. I'm sure they will, because they're such good lads. And how dare you show my negatives in a highlight form. Jade Cargill faces Ruby Soho, one of the best names I've ever heard in my life, in the final of the TBS tournament. Yes, I've been calling her Ruby right all these weeks. Mark Sterling tries to interfere and is ejected, but Cargill still wins with an avalanche. Jaded.
Yeah, it was cool.
Is that the name of the move, Jaded? But yeah, it was,
the Jaded. Yeah.
Yes, to become the first ever TBS champ. Go on, Ross. I could hear you inhaling.
I was just yawning, sorry.
Oh, I thought you build up strength to say so much. Okay, fair enough.
No, getting ready for a Tony Khan take. That's just how I imagine how he just psychs himself up for a tweet. I thought it was a nice pairing. I'll go for it. I thought it was a nice pairing to have Ruby Soho in there with Jade Cargill, because Jade's because obviously she's new, so her offense is like very 80s heel, I would say. Very basic, very kick and punch and whatnot, and having Ruby in there bumping like a fiend for her was a good partnership. And obviously the finish was good. The moment at the end, which I don't think was on the camera as part of the show, but with her daughter and stuff, that was fantastic as well. So I thought it was a good bit of business by the lasses.
I thought so as well. I thought that it was probably the right move for Jade Cargill to win, because it sets up like who's going to topple her for the belt over the next year or whatever. But I think it's really important whatever they do with Ruby next, because she needs to win a feud or something. She needs something to go right for her.
Yeah, I agree with that. Jade Cargill, I like her. I like the fact that she is different. You're going to have variety in your wrestling shows, and it's great that there's so many accomplished women wrestlers in AEW, but when they're all like having that hard-hitting style, some of them, tend to blur together and go, all right, so I should like this one because they're a great wrestler. Okay, and I should like that one because they're a great wrestler. All right. So Jade Cargill, as you said, being all 80s and big and, great. Variety. Hooray. Sadly, though, is it me or is Ruby getting less and less reaction when she comes out? The mega pops aren't really there, and she is because she's losing a lot. Yeah. I think maybe I was putting my clever person head on. I can't even get my camera light sorted out, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you're right. She does need to win something. But hey, I'm all right with this. Jade Cargill, champ. Get in. You can even see my thumb because I thought, God. All right. Serena Deeb has a sit-down interview with good old JR and says that she's done trying to have respectful wrestling matches with Hikaru Shida. Now she wants to hurt her and take her spot at the top of the women's division, which is why she requested another rematch from Tony Khan. Okay. Interesting. Well, I guess we all want those bunkhouse matches.
Yeah. I guess she's gonna win then. She got a sit-down interview with JR.
I hope so, right?
Yeah.
She'll sit down with every commentator until she wins. All right, so Mark Henry, I've got to tell you, I want another rematch with Hikaru Shida.
I'd enjoy if she won. I just don't know where she goes then, because I don't think she'd feud with Britt. Because Britt's a heel. But I don't know.
I'd cheer Deeb over Britt, but...
Oh, yeah, I would as well. But that's just because she's excellent.
And Malachi Black beats Brian Pillman Jr. Julia Hart checks on Brian after the match. Oh, but before we get to that, yeah, the match was there's been better matches than AEW Dynamite. Do
you think the fall was deliberate though? I think
it was a 50-50 split on Twitter. So great.
Deliberate.
They've got previous, haven't they, of doing these deliberate botches. Remember Christopher Daniels doing it where he slipped on the ropes, pretty similar to Pillman. Very early on in AEW, but I don't know why they have to do why. I don't know who benefits. He still looks like a tit, doesn't he?
Yeah, but Daniels did it, and it at least had some part of I'm getting old, I can't hang with this anymore, which was true. He was ancient 10 years ago, but now he's really, really ancient. So at least fit the character there, and at least they went with something with it. Mostly on being the elite, to be honest with you. I didn't see much of it on TV after that. But with this, it would have made sense if Aleister Black had worked his legs and stuff beforehand. He's like, oh, I'm hobbling, but I've got to win. Here we go. Yikes. Instead, he's just like, well, time to mess up my move. It's like, all right, well, that was some good storytelling, pal. Awesome. You should read some more Grimm Brothers about the dragon in the cave.
It's high risk for a reason. You take that risk.
Just messes up for no reason other than it's high risk. Awesome. But that wasn't the dumbest bit. After the match, with one-eyed Julia Hart checking him, Malachi lurking dangerously, he's stopped by the entrance of the Lucha Brothers. The lights go down.
Why do they keep
who's making their debut? And it's like, oh, no, Black is just using his magic powers to escape to the ramp.
Yeah,
Why
but the
do they
Lucha
keep
Bros-
bringing
Like,
them alive,
oh.
man?
The Lucha Bros also use their magic powers to transport themselves to the ring in the
Oh,
dark.
see, I thought Black used his magic powers to transport them. I thought he
Yeah,
swapped places. He went like,
Whoa.
It'd be great if they ended up in like the third row. Like, how we get here? But it's just-
Then
It was
Via's just next to them. Oh, hello!
And it's funny because then we got a backstage segment that we're going to talk about in a bit. But then Lucha Brothers had to leave and then come out and do their tag title match. In a
It was a
segment that is
very-
beaten. It was so awkwardly put together. I have no idea what this is
A
about.
very convoluted way of setting up something that happened during the main event. And I don't know why it had to be that way, why it had to be Aleister Black sort of involved, but it's obviously setting up something going on, that would have gone on in the future, I assume, if Rey Fenix didn't hurt his arm.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
before that, Ruby Soho, that is her name, is mocked by Britt Baker and her pals for losing the tournament final. Ruby points out that Britt can't win without help and has never beaten Rio, which sparks a brawl. Rio arrives to even the odds until they're separated.
just to
Will
set the
Britt
tag match
Baker
in.
ever leave? Will she ever lose a match?
A singles match? No. Not for the
Jamie
title.
Hayter. Jamie Hayter is the one.
She's the Wardlow of the women's division.
Oh, yes.
And then the Lucha Brothers come back out to defend their tag titles against Jurassic Express. The big story about this match, because I was eagerly anticipating this match, all hyped for it, ready for it, woohoo. And then the victory got overshadowed completely by the horrific moment where Luchasaurus chokeslams Fenix through a table. And Fenix appears to legitimately break his arm. It has been since we got the news there from Sean Ross Sapp that it was just a dislocation. It looked bloody horrible, though. If you haven't seen it, we warn you, if you want to look at it. Like, it looked disgusting.
Why would you show it? Why would you show it?
What are you doing? No.
I couldn't help it, lads. Bit of shock jock there for you.
Oh,
It was bad.
It was horrible.
if you
I'm
did,
glad
sorry,
he's
if
fine.
you're doing the audio thing, Ross just showed us a picture of Come Tuesday, just for no reason. You gotta stop doing that, Ross.
Hey, but
Definitely
how?
wasn't any injury.
I mean, we already knew that the guy wasn't human because of what he does in the professional wrestling ring every single week. But this just confirms he's not human because how his arm isn't broken after completely snapping the wrong way is, I don't know.
Luchadors, man, they made a Teflon.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All that stuff Stretch Armstrong's made from.
If you not heard the story, I was only got reminded about it a while ago. La Parker, the current LA Park, when he's in WCW in about 98, I think, he was booked for a show in Mexico. It was like a big show against, is it Pyroth? I never pronounce it. But WCW says, well, no, if we're booking you, you can't do any outside gigs. He's like, ugh, I'm going to make a lot of money out of this. So he had another wrestler bash the hell out of his leg. I don't know what part, was the ankle or the shin or whatever, with a baseball bat. And then hobbled to the doctor, went, I've injured myself in a match. And they went, whoa, yeah, you really hurt yourself. You can go out for a few weeks. Here's the note. Awesome. He's went to Mexico and did the match with a bad foot.
What? Why?
Because they're luchadors, and that's how they're built.
Is La Parker a luchador? I mean, he is technically
yes.
a luchador. I know, but
Go on.
he's more of a
Is
meme.
that to overshadow what I just said about Ruby?
No, he's
'Cause
more of a
that
meme.
almost did, Jack.
He's more of a meme now. But this was okay. I know he is.
Yeah, I'm going to do your favourite move on. Yeah, what did you think
No,
of
he's a
the match?
I know he's a luchador.
Are you sure?
You can't be nasty to me. I've got COVID.
There you go. That's yours. 6 months from now, when you're healthy, you say something silly. You say, after COVID.
Do you know what? Do you remember when I annoyed everybody by all of Puro Twitter by thinking that Kano was from Dragon Gate rather than Noah? So they set up this New Japan versus Noah Super Show, and all the Noah lads got in the ring with the Great Muta, and all like stood there. And guess who the spokesperson? Guess who Mr. Noah is? It's bloody Kano, isn't it? He's the most Noah.
They
of
did that
all
for
of them.
you.
He's basically Mizawa now. Yeah. Oh dear me. Anyway, sorry. Do carry on.
Okay. So the match happens, and I'm not sure if they called an audible or just went to finish or was always going to be the way. I don't know. But Jurassic Express win, and then the new champs, and celebrate with Christian Cage, who doesn't turn them. It's just a nice babyface team being another babyface team in a good match with a horrible, horrible ending.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, That's nice. It's a shame it couldn't have happened any other way. I'll still say, despite it being... God, this is how weird I am as a wrestling fan. Despite it being one of the best matches of the year, it still should have been Jurassic Express to beat the Young Bucks for the titles.
Yeah.
My humble opinion.
Do you think, actually, because the Lucha Bros moment was so good, like that match was perfect for them.
You know what? Nah, yeah, right. I'm tapping out my own opinion. 2 seconds in. You're right. I'm talking absolute rubbish. Shut up.
But I would have liked Jurassic Express to win it eventually. Maybe just this did feel a bit weird, but it kind of worked out for the best because Phoenix is injured.
It did.
But, yeah.
And then various tag teams watch on. Going FTR, Red Dragon, Private Party, The Acclaim 2.0, and the Gun Club, saving the best to last there, come out and stare and do the, when they did SmackDown, used to do the little pre-rendered graphics and stuff with animations like that. Still to come tonight. Big Show, Jess's cufflinks, yeah. That happened. And then Jericho and Malachi Black are also watching on. They don't even have tag partners.
So Malachi will, when we assume that Brody King gets involved. But who's Jericho's going to be?
Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston. Oh.
Les Sex Gods? What were they called back in the day?
Yeah, the
Sex Gods.
Les Sex Gods.
Yeah.
What about Eddie Kingston, guys? I thought it was being clever.
Maybe. His could be Moxley, though. Moxley, I don't know when Moxley's meant to come back. Is he meant to come back soonish?
Soon. He's booked for the GC Dub show.
Is he?
Doing the Hammerstein, yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Against Jarrett?
No, that would be amazing, though.
Oh, not against Jarrett, okay.
Moxie versus Jarrett, finally.
Isn't Jarrett just playing his guitar at the next one?
Oh, God, I hope
Is he?
so.
Oh, fantastic.
I think I saw that
How
somewhere.
great is this, by the way? Jarrett, on the Jeff Jarrett podcast, which, again, can't recommend enough, even did the Ask Me Anything thing only a few weeks ago. And he was asked, why aren't you on any more indie shows? And he was like, I think my time's passed, to be honest with you. The indies are so different nowadays, what they used to be.
What a
2 years later,
worker.
a GC Dub.
Working
Always
at all.
working. Always
What a guy.
working. What a man.
He looks fantastic in his new getup, though. The black hat and the black coat.
The man in
and
black, absolutely, yeah.
Oh.
Chosen one. Love him.
Yeah. So Jeff Jarrett is how we're ending this mighty long edition.
Oh, well.
Well, I don't know what you say about a match like that. It was just good, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Ross, I forgot your opinions. And Jack's about to say something about Tom Campbell's favourite joke, Noah.
Yeah. Sorry, Ross, go on.
I've got nothing to say. I just thought
right.
Yeah, I don't know what you say about matches like that. Just the nicest part was knowing the Jungle Boy texted Jim Ross just about every day when he was getting his treatment. That was a nice detail.
Get my name right.
No, it was nice. It was nice. Yeah, so New Japan happened as well. Just a couple of things. I feel like I'm like wrapping up a meeting or something here. Just 1 or 2 things, guys, before. So Shibata came out for his match, which was against Ren Narita, who's like his protege. And he was like, one more thing before we start this match, because it was meant to just be like an exhibition, like a grapple. He went, no, it's a real match. And I was like, please don't headbutt each other. But they didn't. They just had a bit of a match, and it was good. It was nice to see Shibata back. Main event was good. Shingo and Okada. Okada won. The next night, Okada won again and beat Ospreay. So Okada's back on top. But it just felt generally like a bit off. It wasn't like Wrestle Kingdom. It wasn't like what you might... It wasn't like full of like super, super amazing matches. And halfway through night 1, Owen looked at me and went like, they could have just made this one night. And I thought, you know what? They could have done. But there's still night 3 to come, everyone, on Saturday. Can't wait.
All the things I saw on Twitter were Ishii versus Evil getting a horrible rating.
Oh, man.
Which it was like, I can't even imagine what that match
Yeah,
looked
well,
like
there was just so much. There was just so much interference and so much. It just wasn't very New Japan. Everything Evil does is full of interference and full of cheating, that it just gets boring a bit.
Oh, I see. And the other thing was that Meltzer, obviously, the number one news source, the only news source in all of wrestling, has reported that Shibata went into business for himself and said that he was supposed to do that exhibition match, aka not a real match.
That wasn't part of the plan.
And he just went, give me the mic. Like, stopped Steiner at Survivor Series 2002. Give me a mic. And said, no, it's a real match. And started doing what he did.
I mean,
that's what he's being told. And
it
he knows
wasn't
that,
like,
obviously. Go on.
It wasn't like he was getting clocked in the head and stuff. It wasn't like It wasn't the sort of match where there were spots in it that could have really hurt him, which was smart. But he did like the big run-in dropkick that he does and everything in the corner. So yeah, if he did that, what a naughty boy. But who's going to stop him, man?
Inoki. Stop it.
Inoki.
Bad match.
He had a little video at the start of the show. I don't know what he was saying. He was speaking.
A little video. Oh,
yeah.
What was he talking about? Like,
I don't know. I just kept looking at his iron chin, but I don't know what he was saying.
Awesome. Thank you for that little update and wrapping up, Jack.
Don't worry.
I can't wait for you to watch the Noah New Japan Day 3. Is that right?
No, but I'm just going to know like 3 lads on it. Muta's on it, I know him. Kano's on it,
good.
I know him. Oh, the one who can't bend his knees now. He's so slow, I feel bad for him.
Muta, he's ancient.
Yeah, I know. I remember he was in the Rumble at that Ring of Honor New Japan crossover show, and it was like, whoa.
We tried doing the handspring, didn't he, last year?
Yeah.
As champ.
Go Shiozaki's on it. Kiyomiya's on it. They're both really good. And Nakajima. So there's a lot of good wrestlers, but it's all tag matches. So I don't know how excited I am. It's all like, feels a bit house showy to me.
Awesome. Well, I still can't wait to hear your thoughts on it anyway.
Okay.
Because it means I won't have to watch it. Awesome. On that happy note, let's skip to the next bit.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
Let's have a little look in the mailbag. Hi all. Since someone asked for a follow-up on the Miss Elizabeth saga, in the rewatching the first podcast episode, well, here it is. Just to be clear, Macho Man and Elizabeth were already broken up when I properly met Elizabeth, and Macho Man was already with someone else at the time. I didn't know her well and shot her a message after a friend of mine asked medical advice for his dog. And I remembered she was studying to be a vet. After that, we kept talking, and I didn't see a lot of issues with that since Macho Man was almost certainly cheated on her at the end of the relationship.
Okay.
The Hogan-Elizabeth Savage metaphor was admittedly not a very well-fitting one, all things considered. We're actually doing very well. We've been together for a year and 4 months now. I don't hear from my old college buddy Macho Man very often, but if we have any get-togethers with my friend group from then, which happens like 2 or 3 times because of COVID, things are very awkward and he tends to ignore me. I don't really mind since he hurt my girlfriend a lot and she's still having issues with trusting people because of his infidelity. We love each other a lot and will be, or have already by the time you're reading this, celebrated the New Year's together. Hope you guys have had a great one as well. Kind regards for all the Hulkamaniacs out there. Jose Noinhat, I'm going to butcher that completely, I'm very sorry. Jossenoynaert.
Thank you, Hulk Hogan, and congratulations to you and Elizabeth on your continuing relationship. I'm shocked that we got an update. I thought he'd just sort of fallen off the face of the earth.
Yeah. No, I'm ecstatic we had a conclusion. Ending, as it were.
Maybe we misinterpreted the original story, but I thought he stole Elizabeth away. Is that just because we were assuming it was like
because,
Hogan and Macho?
As he says, the analogy doesn't really work that well. So in our heads, we're like, he's got her on his shoulder and then, he's looking at her going...
They beat him up in the medical room. And,
yeah.
WrestleMania 5 happened.
I think WrestleMania 5 happened and broke Brock's off his record. So great.
Congratulations, Terry.
Well done. Thank you for the update. It's always good to get these things from months ago.
Yeah.
Hey, diddlers. Christ. Hope you had a holly jolly Christmas and a reasonable New Year as was possible under the circumstances. With both Kofi Kingston and Big E being stripped of their titles by the Beast Brock Lesnar, how would you feel about a slow burn storyline where Xavier Woods is built up over a year and finally becomes the only member of the New Day that can beat Lesnar, which in turn sets up the New Day triple threat? Anyway, thank you for all the entertainment you provided, especially over these last 2 miserable years. Former TNA World Champion Eddie Edwards. Thank you, pal.
I got a tweet from Eddie Edwards. Not the rest of Eddie Edwards.
Oh.
I think it was this guy this week. Yeah, so good to hear from Eddie Edwards again.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So Brock Lesnar hasn't lost a lot the past few years, has he?
Not typically, no.
No. You think he's lost to Reigns, Goldberg, Drew,
Adam Pearce.
Rollins,
Pierce,
yeah. Rollins
and
won
Undertaker.
because Rollins won when he promised us that he would, and then he won.
Yeah.
That was great.
Almost forgot about that, yeah.
I didn't because I put a bet on it.
Oh, how much did you lose?
No, I would put a bet on Rollins because he promised us that he'd win, and he did.
Oh,
I was watching it. I remember watching it in Aspers with my mate, and he was like, "Who did you bet on?" I went, "Rollins." He went, "Why?" And he was laughing. I went, "He promised us that he'd win," and he did. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Lesnar doesn't lose. Lesnar doesn't. He only won like a $5, but still, Lesnar doesn't lose a lot. No, you're right.
Yeah. So it's nice to think that of all the jobs he would do, it would be to make Xavier Woods look good. In an ideal world, that would be nice. And it would be, you know what, in a way of getting Xavier Woods over to the level of Big E and Kofi, of having him beat Brock, slaying the dragon in the cave, as it were, I can't see it happening.
I know it would be good. It would be a wonderful idea if they could find a way of plausibly doing it. And I know that wrestling's got undead zombies and Rey Mysterio was world champion and stuff, but they need to find a way of having it. You can't just have Woods just best Brock Lesnar. I don't think people would have it. So I don't know how.
It's interesting you mentioned Rollins there, because that's what it would take. Remember when Rollins was heel and then babyface again before he went heel again when he started doing press interviews and making a tit of himself? But
Rollins has beaten him twice, hasn't he?
Yeah. That's
at WrestleMania
35,
well.
and then he beat him. Yeah, when he
and then beat him when he promised to.
What it would take is like when Rollins won the Intercontinental Championship, he was having all those like hour-long matches on Raw. I say all those as if there was lots of them, but there was more than one. It would take a few of them for Xavier Woods on Monday Night Raw to even be considered in the conversation to be able to beat Brock Lesnar. But I don't know if it ever would happen.
You know what, actually? Because I'm thinking, like, I think all of those matches he's lost have been dirty to some degree. I can't remember how Rollins beat him. But that would actually be good. Xavier becomes consumed by the fact that, I was like, I want to be better than the other two. That he cheats to beat Brock. He's like, I beat him. You couldn't. And they're like, but you cheated though, didn't you? He's like, yeah. What's wrong with that?
I think Rollins whacked him in the knob, didn't he? He's like, I'd do anything to beat you.
Okay. Because most protected guy in wrestling right now is Brock. Because apart from the Drew match, which I think Brock just want to be out of there as soon as possible so he didn't get the vid.
I'd accept it if it was a lovely callback to how Eddie Guerrero beat him, where reversed the F5 into a DDT on the belt.
But instead of a belt, it's a Nintendo 64.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a crown, but that works as well.
Yeah. He put his eye out if he did the crown.
Oh, yeah.
But the N64 would be fine. It would still work, even if Brock was dropped on.
You just have to blow on the cartridge a bit more before you put it. But I think it's an interesting one, definitely. I like the idea. And if it was a callback to Eddie, that's how I would do it.
Wonderful.
Cool, yeah.
Thank you for that lovely question. We got deep in thought for that one. Good day, lads. Well, I was watching Scott Boland get 6 wickets for 7 runs and 4 overs. It got me thinking, what was a debut that truly surprised and shocked you in their performance?
Wait, he said that all just for when I watched Scott Boland destroy England in the Ashes.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the question at all. He just wants to say that.
Yeah,
and who can blame him?
They've been great and we've been awful, so fair enough.
I'll say it again. What was a debut that truly surprised you and shocked you in their performance? It could be how they surpassed your expectations or came out of nowhere and surprised you. Hope all is well. Pat from Sydney.
Thank you, Pat.
Hope you're doing good, Pat.
Is it Pat Cummins? The Australian captain is Maffew there.
Yeah, thank you. I don't care who it is.
Okay.
Debut that blew me away. I'm going to say Mr. Still can't know how to pronounce it. Sommelier. Reggie was a guy who came out of nowhere, surprised the hell out of me, and then obviously it's been annoying ever since, but it's not his fault. That match he had, like, doing all the flips and the Cirque du Soleil stuff, was like, all right. You got one, Jeff?
Very exciting. I do. Mine is also named Pat, but he's Pat McAfee.
Oh, good one.
In that match with Adam Cole, because I thought everyone was saying he's a professional athlete, he's going to be good, and I thought, well, he was a punter in the NFL. He wasn't like a linebacker. He wasn't like Bron Breakker. And then I realised, oh, hang on. In the NFL, even the ones who just kick the ball are actually freaks. Because Pat's doing like gorgeous moonsaults and like, I was just blown away by him. So mine would be Pat McAfee.
I can't think of one, so I'll go the different way and say Tyson Fury, because I thought it'd be a lot better than he was.
It shocked you in that way.
I was shocked at how bad he was. Because obviously he's famed for being light on his feet and being able to dance around his opponents and do stuff like that. But he just plodded around that ring like he was the giant Gonzalez, right?
You dosser.
Yeah. Thank you, the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm also going to say special mention to D'Angelo Williams, a.k.a. that one NFL dude who had one match ever in TNA, and it was awesome.
Oh my God. I remember reading The Observer when that happened, or listening to Observer Radio or something. Meltzer was like, if he'd trained consistently at this from a young age, he could be the greatest of all time.
Yep.
It was insane how good he was at wrestling.
So good. Yeah, thank you, Sydney. Appreciate it. Anyway.
No, thank you, Pat from Sydney.
No, just Sydney in general.
Oh, thank you, the city of Sydney.
Thank you, Sydney. Good day, Cultaholic folk.
Hello.
I like bread. Actually, scratch that. I love bread.
Is it Kojima?
Below, I have listed... He doesn't eat bread. I have listed... Too healthy for him. Some types and brands of bread. Which wrestler would you most associate with each type?
No.
Thanks for everything you do. You take my mind off of bread for a few hours each week when I listen to the podcast. DJ from Leicester. Thank you, DJ. All right, here's a bunch. Plain white.
Brock Lesnar.
Come Tuesday.
I'm going to say Grayson Waller, because he's damn is he plain and white. To
Sorry,
Hovis.
everybody.
You all right, pal?
Yeah.
Bless you. To Hovis, best of both worlds.
Oh, best of both. Oh.
Bryan Danielson, because he's been on both sides of the tracks and done amazing things.
I'll go for Damian Priest. He's evil, but
he's the white bread and the brown bread. Whoa. I'll say Shayna Baszler because she's a good bread in a bad bread position. Seed covered burger bun.
Okay. Probably Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Just so American, just classic. Yeah.
I would go for Otis with Chad being the seed.
I'm not a fan, so I'll say the Nasty Boys or something. I think they're rubbish and stale, even when they're supposed to be good. Brown
bread, good for you, but I don't really like it, but I know it's good. It's better for me than white, so that's what I'm trying to think of here. It needs to be a wrestler who I know is good, but I just find their matches a bit underwhelming. But I know that they're technically good. Maybe like when I was a kid or when I was younger, Bret Hart. That's how I looked at Bret Hart. Like, I know he's good, but I'm not enjoying it. So I'll go for that. I'll say that. But now I do enjoy Bret Hart matches. No, don't worry, Matthew.
Put my sneer down. Yeah.
I'll go for The Undertaker, because he is brown bread.
Hey.
Oh, that was much... Yeah.
I'll say some New Japan wrestler because I keep getting told it's better than the other breads and I should eat more of it. Like every single person. It's all right.
Oh, I should have said Tanahashi. I'd like to change mine to Tanahashi.
Sliced or best thing since?
Brian Kidman? Brian Kidman? Brian Kendrick.
We're now trying to cover each other so well. One of us makes a mistake, the other one has to cover up for it.
Brian Kidman, man. Brian Kendrick.
Brian Kidman. Gross?
Gross? LA Knight.
Ross Grossman?
I'll say
LA
Danielson.
Knight.
He's the best thing in Eastern sliced bread.
Oh, yes, he is.
Of course he is.
Fantastic.
Krusty Bloomer. I'll see
Excuse
Trent's
me?
mum.
Oh, what?
In a nice way.
Okay.
It's a compliment.
Actually, they are good, aren't they, Bloomers? Yeah. Arn Anderson.
What's a crusty bloomer? What?
Just a big, bloody, crusty, get in.
A stotty cake.
It's old, but it's classic. Not
Old,
quite.
but it's classic.
No, like, it's just a classic. It's just like a big... Is it just like a bread bun sort of vibe? I don't know.
Help,
Yeah.
Maffew.
No, that's it. I also was supposed to say, yeah, it's the big... If someone does a drawing of bread, that's what it looks like.
All right.
White loaf with the little lines on it.
Macho
Like a
man,
big
Randy
fat baguette.
Savage.
Yeah.
There you
Matt-
go, yeah, okay.
He's a big fat baguette, isn't Macho
He's a big
man?
fat baguette. And finally, a wrap. What?
Just a rap.
What type of rap?
Probably Max Caster.
How's a wrap a type of bread?
Yeah.
It's in the bread aisle.
Yeah, it's type bread.
Like
Get your
flat bread?
Flat wraps. No,
So
wrap.
you need to choose a wrestler who's not really a wrestler, Matthew.
Like a wrap you put a tortilla in?
Yeah.
You put a tortilla inside
I've
of a
never
wrap?
Or a burrito.
considered...
More burrito than tortilla.
I never thought that as bread.
Of course
It's in
it
the bread
is.
aisle.
It's part of the bread
it's-
family.
Yeah, it's part of the bread family, yeah.
Is it bollocks?
It's like the NXT of WWE's bread.
No. All right. I consider a completely different thing. LA Park. That's what I
Okay.
consider that.
Not
Completely
really
different
luch-
genre
not
of
really-
bread.
Not really a luchador.
That's right. It's famously not a luchador.
I was hoping he'd say like something like a. I was hoping he'd describe a ciabatta without saying a ciabatta, and then I could say shibata, but it didn't. It
Ciabatta
wasn't
the
to be.
ciabatta.
Yeah. Good question.
Oh, bless you. It was a good question. We're full of good questions and people sending in good stuff to the mailbag. And you could be one of those good people.
Who was that from? Sorry, the bread one.
DJ from Leicester.
DJ, thank you, DJ, for that.
Thank you, DJ. If you have any good thoughts to send to us, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Time for wrist piss. Hello, you gang of sexual tyrannosauruses. With the new year, seeing people eat healthier and that after gorging over the festive period, it got me thinking about how we, as a society, are more focused on trying to eat healthier and not forcing bags of sugar down children's throats. Such changes in thinking saw the humble fast food and cereal mascot play second fiddle to carrots and water, and kids being nice to each other rather than fighting over burger meat and sweets. With that in mind, it actually got me thinking, which famous food mascots would go in which famous wrestling factions? Your pal, former Lightning Bolt and Wanderers centre-back Bruno Roddy.
Gotti.
Thank you, Bruno.
Leon, surely. Leon.
Yeah, Leon, yeah.
Former Leon.
A stalwart of the early noughties in the Premier League was Bruno
Gotti.
It's nice to see he listens to the podcast.
Has Terima West messaged in yet?
No, not yet, no.
Okay.
There is a growing collection of early noughties and 90s Premier
I've
League.
noticed that, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeffers was one. Francis Jeffers. I remember. It's nice that Bruno's on board.
I remember, was it Steve Guppy was getting in touch a little while ago as well?
Yeah, I think so.
So, let's hear what it is, Matthew.
I can't wait. Next week, who we're going to get? This week, though, we get, let's see, fastest thought first. My bit of explanation for some of these. So go Ross, Jack, me, Professor Weeto. I forgot about him.
Me too.
Is he going to the Four Horsemen or the Heenan family?
The Heenan family straight away.
Do you think?
Yeah.
He's not a shagger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Heenan family.
Yeah. Ronald McDonald, the corporation or evolution?
He could be the head of the corporation. Ronald
I'm going the
McDonald.
corporate. Yeah, he's the
Yeah,
corporation for me as well.
I like the idea of it going the past, the present, the future, the McFlurry. Like that stage of evolution we're not quite at yet.
Plus,
Yeah, there's
Evolution had to get rid of Mark Jindrak, didn't they? Because he was too much of a clown.
Oh.
I saw that documentary.
What's
Evolution
the,
is a mystery, just like our chicken select recipe.
What's the character called? Not the Hamburglar, the purple one. The purple
Grimace.
monster. That's Batista. So it would work in a way.
If Grimace was blue.
Oh right, yeah.
I just
Grimace
had
with Grimace with a hamburger on his shoulders.
had the vision of walking into McDonald's and looking at the wall where all the art is. You see Ronald, you see the Hamburglar, and I was just Jack saying purple. I was just like, imagine just purple.
No, I knew he was gonna. Why have we gone there?
Which stable does Purple Aggie join?
Why?
Is he a 3 count or a Young Dragons job? Moving
it'd have
on.
to be the Young Dragons, wouldn't it?
Moving on.
I don't know. Evan Courageous would send him wild with them.
Moving
Russell.
on.
Yeah.
Tony the Tiger. Is he going to the New Day or the League of Nations?
Oh, the League of Nations. He's one of the lads, isn't he?
No, Tony's American though, so you have to be in the New Day.
No, he's good crack, so he's going to go to the League of Nations. Just
Tony's
for
not
the
good
fact,
crack.
No, he isn't, but his Twitter is. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
Bits and pieces possible.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, like, Tony will go on and go like, hey, check out the new Frosties. They're great. And it's just only people that Tony follows can do this. Because it used to be before he did that, people would see him tweet and be like, oh, Tony, you're looking sexy today. And things of that nature. Here's some fan art I drew of you, Tony. That's me on the left. Anyway, next up, the Munch Bunch. The Munch Bunch? Who are they?
Munch Bunch. There's my phone.
A quick Google of the Munch Bunch.
Same.
What?
Munch Bunch.
Hey,
Oh,
we're
it's
the Munch
some sort of
Bunch.
little yogurt thing. I don't recognise this cow at all.
Oh, okay. Well, I can see the cow.
Imagine if Darby Allin was a not emo cow.
It's not far off, actually. That's a pretty... You know what? I don't think I could come up with an explanation than that.
Oh,
Is this the
hang
replacement
on.
for
Hang
Fromage
on.
Frais?
Is the Munch Bunch not these cheeky lads that I've just seen here?
Oh.
What are they sponsoring, endorsing, mascotting?
Munch Bunch. They're called the Munch Bunch. It's munchbunch.co.uk.
Yeah, but what are they? These are
Fruit.
mascots for food.
Fruit.
God, I hope it's something scandalous.
It's fruit. It's fruit.
Well, we don't know who they are, so should they join the NWO or Bullet Club?
NWO.
Oh, Bullet Club.
Oh, sorry, Bullet Club. Yeah, not NWO.
Oh, Bullet Club, because they know how to milk something.
So do the NWO, though.
Coco the Monkey from Coco Pops.
Oh, I hate
Wolfpack.
his voice. I hate his voice. I
The
hate his
Wolfpack or
voice.
the Elite. It's amazing all these jingles from decades ago popping in my head.
Oh,
recently.
Coco is not Wolfpack. He's not cool enough. He's a loser. He's the
What was
elite. He's a nerd. He's a nerd.
Oh, yeah, he's in the Elite, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't have Coco the Monkey and K-Dog in the same place at the same
Rather
time.
have a bowl of...
Yeah.
Oh, he sounds like a CBeebies presenter. I hate it. I love Cocoa Pops though. Great cereal. Just not the monkey.
I'd rather buy a t-shirt of the Young Bucks or whatever else they do every week. Like, good one. Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Oh, the lads. The lads.
Are they those names? They're the actual names.
They're the Rice Krispie lads.
Yeah,
They're
no,
three,
they are.
yeah.
But like, the rest,
Yeah.
I thought it was just the Rice Krispie lads.
No, they're called the Rice
The
Krispie
Rice
lads.
Krispie lads.
Their names are Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Oh,
That'll get the kids on board. Here are the Rice Krispie lads.
here come the lads.
Oh.
The Undisputed Era or Super Click. Well, they're all white and small, so...
I'd say they're probably the Undisputed Era. Yeah, they're good.
I would say, yeah, Undisputed Era. You could call Snap would be... Well, Crackle would be Kyle, because he does more submissions. Snap would be...
Go on, Ross. Go on.
Snap would be Bobby Fish, because he does all the strikes and whatnot. Like, Snap.
Surely Snap would be the submissions one.
Oh,
'cause
yeah, but
it's tap
then-
or snap.
What does Crackle do then?
Just simmers. Just like charisma. Adam Cole is.
And then Adam Cole is Pop because of,
Oh, the huge pop. Yes.
Pop, didn't he?
I'll say Snap, Crackle, and Pop's just the noise that Bobby Fish's hip makes.
Oh,
Come
dearie
on. Get
me.
out.
He's
Dear
old.
me.
He's old. Speaking of old, next up is the Jolly Green Giant. What noise does he make, Jack?
Green Giant.
Right, there we go.
We both did it.
We did, did the start and the end.
Michael
The-
Jackson's favourite one. That's a post-selector reference there.
It is, yes. Green Giant. The Ministry or the Dungeon of Doom.
Oh, he's the Dungeon of Doom,
all day.
100%. Yeah. Him and the Yeti.
What's the Jolly Green Giant doing to Hogan?
Jolly Green Giant's been pushed off the edge of the building.
Instead of a giant block of ice, it's one of those tins with the little pull. Who's in the giant tin?
They've got to like open it.
Yeah. Oh no, Sullivan's opening the giant tin.
Hogan can't work those weird tin openers with the thing on the side. He needs another one with the... I wish I knew what the tin openers were called.
Yeah.
Oh god. Chester Cheeto is in the
Is that
Cheetos mascot.
The cool...
Dangerously
stoner-
Cheeto.
He's such like a stoner, isn't he?
No, he's cool. He's got shades.
Sits there in his room with his glasses on.
Chester Cheeto, is he joining DX or Hit Row?
Oh, Hit Row.
Yeah, probably.
He could not be arsed with Triple H. And
No,
Shawn
yeah,
Michaels.
you're right.
He couldn't be
you're
arsed
right.
with him, could he?
Go
on.
I think it's Hit Row, but all of those groups are too. No, I think he could be in DX in the China or Rick Rude role. Just not
As
saying
the heater.
much. Well, I know he's
As the
I know
cheater.
Yeah. Also, DX used to cheat a lot to win, so.
Chester's cool, but he is dangerously cheesy, like a lot of DX skits involving Triple H. So,
yes.
Chef
On fuego today, Maffew.
Thank you. I just miss you guys so much.
I think that Chester Cheetah could look a bit like X-Pac if he dressed as him.
Could look like X-Pac.
I can see if all these cereal mascots and food mascots dressed as wrestlers for Halloween, he'd be.
He's got two
X-Pac.
little cheese. What's it like in the shape of a cross?
Yeah.
Do you remember Kevin Nash's
Jesus.
entrance video in like 2003? It was just him stood there in sunglasses, like looking cool. I'm picturing that Kevin Nash as Chester. Chester is that Kevin Nash.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
Just minus the harmonica.
Also, he has to join DX because Chester also had a failed invasion of the UK.
Oh,
Because Cheetos were a thing for like a year and a bit, and everyone went back to What's It. It's like, you're not being What's It.
You can still buy Cheetos, can't you?
But they're imported, though. Aren't they?
I don't know.
I can't remember the last time I saw a packet of Cheetos.
Oh man, I've just googled Chester Cheetah.
Oh, what's
Just to
he
remind
done?
myself- Well, no, he just looks like Hulk Hogan. So much like Hogan. That's unbelievable. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. obviously.
Anyway, Chef Boyardee.
Chef
Great.
Boyardee's already in wrestling.
A favourite of the Cultaholic SmackDown review. New Blood or Millionaires Club?
New blood.
These
New,
groups.
yeah, New Blood. Yeah,
Yeah, he could join New Blood because then when they go, Kevin Nash, well, the New Blood's coming for you. And they try and hit him. Instead of blood, it's just, stuffed ravioli.
yes, that works for me. I'll green light that one. It's good.
And
Are we near the end?
finally, Aunt Bessie.
Oh yes.
The Riot Squad are the Pretty Meat Sisters. Whoever did the research in the female stables, for sure.
It's got to be PMS, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm disappointed at Bruno and Gotti's lack of knowledge of women's wrestling stables.
The only two stables, Riot Squad. I love the idea of like having a bunch of like goth alternative lasses hanging out and being all cool and tough and pushing stuff over. Then like Aunt Bessie's like, Ruby, your Yorkshire puddings are ready. Coming,
yeah.
Mom.
Remember when that was their
whatever.
gimmick? They'd just push things over backstage. That
so
was weird.
crazy.
And then Retribution just did the
Riot.
same for a bit. When
Yeah.
there was like 50 members of Retribution.
Yeah, they had all those library books that they took back a week later. Then was overdue and they were rebels.
Anyway, that was class. That was a
I
good
think
one.
there should be more like uber tough dudes, and then they've got like an Aunt Bessie making food for them, but only if they're good and they win the match. But Mom, nah,
They
you
could
didn't win
be
last
Trent.
week.
It could be
They
Trent.
tried
that.
this.
That
Yeah.
easy could be Trent.
I was about to say they tried this with Shelton, but they didn't quite try that with Shelton.
No, that wasn't
No, it was
quite the
bad.
same. No, the mum can't be tougher than the wrestler. Like, no,
No.
it's got to be the way around. It's
Yeah.
funny timing. Anyway, moving on from the hell of a Reese's Pieces. If you have any Reese's Pieces, or if you're a former midfielder played between early 2000s, late 90s, you too can send in a question, Reese's Pieces, to us at mailbag@cultaholic.com.
It's Cultaholics.
What a lovely get together. And
Kind
sniff
of.
and cough. And yeah. Still, it's almost as if we can reach out and touch each other. But no time for that. One last bit of questions. What is, in your humble opinion, the best cameo in Royal Rumble history? Obviously talking about this because Johnny Knoxville, him of Jackass fame, will be appearing at the Rumble. And probably getting his head kicked in. So I'm sure he's thrilled about. paying homage to Steve-O in Umaga years ago. But are there any other cameos in the past, other than perhaps Drew Carey, which I've already mentioned beforehand, that you go, oh yeah, that was good? Have you got any, Ross?
So is this just general or Rumble, or what are we doing here? I can't remember what we're doing.
Rumble, yeah, Rumble.
Yeah.
So like celebrity appearances in the Rumble?
Or just
unexpected, surprise.
Unexpected.
Because there's only been like...
I was going to say that would be too many,
yeah.
hasn't there?
I thought there was others that I just forgotten about recently.
Yeah, there haven't been too many, has there? I'll go for, just a surprise, I'll go for Edge 2020. That'll be it. Oof, when he was walking through that smoke with that look on his face, like, oof, he can see clearly. All that stuff that replies to his lyrics. So I'll go for Edge. Emotional.
I'll go for... See, I did enjoy it. It's not my favourite of all time, but just as a cameo, just as one that was like, just littler slightly, because she didn't win or anything, but it was nice to see her, was Molly Holly. I really liked seeing her back. That was cool. Wanted her to win. In terms of men, Diesel's was good, wasn't it? It was just really cool when he came back.
Yeah!
Yeah.
To stare down with Big Show and Diesel going, why are people wanting to see that match together with us two? I only know 3 moves. I can't do any of them to him.
but then it apparently led to them including him in the Summer of Punk because the pop he got was huge.
That could be a negative because they did that with Tatanka as well.
What?
He got that massive pop at Rumble 06. They started doing the yo or whatever that thing is in America, and they thought we should hire him. And then the crowd were like, no.
What about you, Maffew?
I'll say, because obviously you listen to the Raw watch along with Tom and all the other lovely people involved in that. Dick Murdoch showing up in the 95 Rumble.
Oh, okay.
Of all the people to show up, of all the times in history, Dick Murdoch, the same year he died, coming out and doing drop kicks and flying around like a madman at the later stage of his career. Complete unexpected. No pop from the crowd. Why would they? All the kids loved a bit of Murdoch back in the day. But, yeah, that one was a nice one. Also, completely weird to see the Samoan. No, sorry, beg your pardon. Wasn't the Samoan squad? Just the squat team, I think. The Headhunters from Japan showed up that one year, and apparently annoyed everyone backstage so much that all they did in the Rumble was get eliminated by Vader. And they showed up the next night, and then Bulldog just slammed them and went, right, go away.
And
that was it. Never seen again.
Was that the year when all the Mil Mascaras and everyone was in it as well, or was that a different
That was
year?
97. 96 was then. 97 was like, hey, those luchadors are doing good in WCW. What have you got? And they had, rubbish Mil Mascaras.
Yeah. Booker T's was good as well. Was that when Matt Striker was marking out, bro?
Yeah. I never liked...
I forgot, but why do you need to remind me of Matt Striker?
When Matt Striker would go, holy sh...
Then censor himself.
It's Christian. No, wait, that was Josh Matthews, wasn't it? Oh, sorry.
Was it not Tug Grisham, that one, on ECW?
They're all blending together.
Yeah, they're all the same, aren't they?
No, it's Todd Pettengill. Whoever it was, it sucked. Carlos Colon in 93.
Oh, no,
Anyway,
why?
Just so Gorilla Monsuka go, oh, that plucky youngster. He's at least in his 40s.
Carlito was just at a Raw, wasn't he? He wasn't actually in.
He did the Rumble last year, didn't he? That's when he returned.
Oh, did he? Is that why?
Oh, so I referred to it, yeah.
Yeah. Because it just reminded me because you mentioned Carlos Colon. I was like, oh well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Damn it! That would be the perfect time for someone to call him a plucky youngster. But...
Do you know what I thought would have been rubbish, but actually was all right? It was when Elias was number 1. I went to the toilet, came back in the room, and everyone went, "You'll never guess who's number 2, and who should be on my screen." But Jeff Jarrett himself, the chosen one, and he started throwing punches better than anyone on the roster.
Yeah, it
was amazing. So I had to go for Jarrett as well. That was a nice cameo.
A few others. The Cat. When you had those 6 matches on TV or whatever.
Ernest the Cat. I thought you meant Stacey.
No, sorry, Ernest Miller. Yes.
Yes.
Christian from last year's was an underrated one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was very good.
He got the Final 4, didn't he?
That was unexpected. And then he
That's what he does when he...
main eventing WWE, AEW,
Yeah.
pay-per-views that year. Jesus, what a man.
Bubba Ray Dudley once. We came in number 3 or something one year.
And then Devon wasn't there.
And Devon wasn't, yeah.
So him and R-Truth do spots.
They just got R-Truth to do the Devon spot, yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't one of my favourite ones.
Nah. The Godfather. I think he's made a few appearances, hasn't he? When he's come back and he's been like, "Yay, he's the Godfather! Yay!" Gets to the main instant, he's like, whatever. I've got my women, and gonna go.
I read an article, an interview with him just before Christmas there, where he revealed that he once got high. He hotboxed Undertaker's coffin.
Is that true?
I don't know. I reckon it could be.
Why would he be in there?
When we get someone saying, "Hey, Godfather," and he just opens off the coffin. Yo.
Just imagine Undertaker walking backstage saying, "Hey, Bear, where are you, Bear?" That's what
Bear?
That was Undertaker's nickname for him, Bear. Ah,
That's gross. That's so bad.
Hey, Bear.
I can't Undertaker calling someone
where
Bear.
are you, Bear?
It just fills me with dread for some reason. Just Big Mark Calloway going, "Hey, Bear, Bear."
Hey, Bear, where are you,
No,
Bear?
no.
My teddy bear.
When you maul him, show you Bear.
Hey, Bear. We're cool. We're in the Bone Street Crew. Your nickname is Bear. What's mine?
Oh, I thought is this retribution? BSK, Bear, handsaw, whatever. Tomahawk chop.
Oh, dropped my water bottle there. Anyway,
And Dick Murdoch. That's right, the BSK.
I think we've done it. I think we've mentioned
Yeah, I think
names for the thumbnail.
I think we just mentioned everyone possible. So can't wait to see what Knoxville does. If anything, maybe it will just be a sneaky cameo and it takes a weird bump.
Splat.
Yeah,
Possibly.
he snap crackles pops like a famous mascot. I think we've talked enough. Ross, what have you got for us this week?
Absolutely nothing. Just please go back and watch all of the Christmas content we did before Christmas, because we were organised this year. There was lots of stuff. Me and Adam did like a Do Not Laugh Helium challenge. There was charades. Me and Jack did about 1,200 tier lists on all sorts of things about Raw rosters, SmackDown rosters, AEW rosters. I can't remember anything else. We did a couple of pre-recorded podcasts that you might have missed. One was the Culties. Another one was something else. What was the other one?
We did
The
some
first
pictures
watch-along.
ones. The first watch along as well. Yeah.
Go
Lots
and watch
of
that
stuff.
cringe fest. Yeah, just go and watch all that, because I've just been at home writing scripts this week and watching wrestling, so I've got nothing for you. So suck on
Fair
that.
enough then. Yeah. It is good that we were that organised, because it felt like a lot to do at the time, but now it's like, oh, great. Good strategy there, lads.
Yeah, we did. We obviously didn't know that Bo Joe was going to say, "If you can't work from home, work from home."
Yeah, that's how we said it. Jack, what have you got for us?
Are you
Than
taking
COVID.
the piss? Not a lot, mate. To be honest.
That's fine, mate.
How
How do you plan on spending your days? Then? How about that?
I'll just be writing stuff on my work days, but as of tomorrow, it's the weekend. I've got absolutely no clue. Just gonna chill. I don't know. I get to Sunday is day 6 of my isolation, so I get to take my first lateral flow, and then if I'm negative on Monday as well, then I'm free. So I'll just hang in there. But I'm feeling all right. I've got a bit of a cough, but aside from that, I'm not too ill. So get the vaccine, everyone, because it works. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, best wishes to you, pal. Hope
Thank you, Matthew. What about?
Staying positive.
Cheers. What have you got going on?
Me and Tom will be meeting up soon, TBC, to do more of the SmackDown lovely review that we do. Until then, I was going to promote Tom's fantastic Desert Island Graps with Kid Bandit, who's currently ruling Twitter, and now he's going to rule Cultaholic, I guess. That's the rub we're hoping for anyway. So go check out Tom, who obviously fill in the gaps because he works harder than myself, to say the least. And until then, you have the Patreon to place your votes for the Hall of Fame, and the fabulous mailbag to send all your lovely thoughts, even if you're not a midfielder. You can still send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com. For now, this has been Ross, that has been Jack, who's poorly, and I've been Maffew, and now my camera looks all right at the very end of the podcast, as noticed. And we're going to end you by pointing...
We're going to end you.
That's right. We're going to end you by pointing at the camera and saying that famous expression that we all know and love. At the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, join us.
Sexy boy, courtesy of blicksmith.com.
Come Tuesday.